What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is...
And it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout push.
Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen! To win Group A, Neil Duff finds a Shanghai finish.
3-1 win. Double twos there, and Alex Spellman completes a 3-1 win. He's going to finish in second position. Double 10 is there, and Scott Mitchell is into Saturday night. For the match, for qualification, Graham Usher's into Saturday night. He's climbed to the summit.
Bullseye for the hammer to go one uphill. And he does so.
It's the final darts of the year here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. A very good evening and welcome along to the Modus Super Series, live of course here on Pluto TV. Hello, good evening. Yep, Andreas Harrison moves from London to Portsmouth rather quickly, doesn't he? A very good evening. Welcome along to the last finals night of 2025. Unfortunately, the real Father Christmas wasn't available. I was the only one here. Anyway, welcome along to the action. Now, I've got a couple of stocking fillers for you. We've got the fantastic Trina Gulliver, MB, and we've got Keegan Bramwells. They are going to be spreading some Christmas cheer this evening at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Trina, I can imagine you probably wanted to be playing up that stage rather than being sat next to a pound store Santa Claus. What would be your assessment on the way you played in Group C?
I was quite pleased how I played, actually. You know, I'm amazed that I remembered to go for a double to start off with. So happy to get past that point instead, as it was. So, but yeah, my doubling wasn't too bad. You know, bits in between could have been better.
Was it just that kind of scoring that maybe at times let you down?
Yeah, at important times as well, you know. So, yes, but I was overall not too bad.
Well, I suppose there's a lot of positives that you could probably take from this week and maybe move it into next year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm feeling a bit more confident about my game at the moment. So, yes.
In terms of the week overall, Keegan, what would be your overall assessment on the way things have gone?
I think it's been a really good week, hasn't it? We've been really treated to some fantastic darts. We've seen new players from America coming over in RAM and, you know, showing their talents. And yeah, I just think it's been a really good overall week of darts here at the Modus Super Series.
What was harder, remembering to start on a double or trying to concentrate whilst talking to me like this?
Well, trying to concentrate while talking to you dressed like that is quite hard, I have to admit.
That's just me on a regular day. Right, let's find out who the Super Six is going to be and who is looking to be at the top of the tree. The full start at the top of the Christmas tree here at the Live Lounge tonight. Neil Duff won the first ever double trouble event nearly 2 years ago. The former world champ will be looking to do the double trouble double and lift the trophy again. He's quick, he's solid, and he's hit more 180s than anybody else this week. Graham Usher looks to add a Specials Week title to his darting CV. Last week, it was the World Championship. Tonight, it's Super Series Finals night. Alex Spellman seeks to end his trip to the UK on a high and take the title back to North Carolina. No one has won more weekly titles than Steve West. He even has an influencer event to his name, as he hopes to add a Specials Week to that tally. 2015 BDO World Champion Scott Mitchell has looked in fine form this week. Reaching the weekly final by topping Group C, will Scotty Dog finish the job tonight? Andy Hamilton certainly hasn't faced any double trouble this week. He has the best starting and finishing stats of the field. The former world finalist completes a star-studded lineup. Tell you what, that Just for Men works kind of quick, doesn't it? My director told me in my ear during that link I now look like Noddy, the cartoon character.
That's a good shout.
Anyway, talking about good shouts, let's talk about Group A, Keegan and Neil Duff, who, look, we know his pedigree, we know his CV here. And after a slow start, he lost a couple of games, just blitzed through the field, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Just that, you know, when you look at the legs difference, he's plus 21, and Graham second was just on 6. So to have a leg difference of 15 is worth at least another 2 or 3 good points in the bag, isn't it? And let's be honest. But yeah, Neil just clicked into form, and we always say all the time after time, this is his second home. He's so relaxed. Surprise, surprise, he's in another Saturday.
So, Neil Duff, the winner of Group A, he's looking to round off his campaign with a second double trouble title. Now, Trina, you were involved in Group C on Thursday and Friday. You actually beat the top 2 in Scott Mitchell and Andy Hamilton, so we can kind of try and ask you what the secret is to beating the pair. And first of all, Scott Mitchell, it felt like he was just so consistent throughout the course of the 2 days.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He won 4 out of 5 both days. So, he was so consistent, so solid, and he played some good stuff.
And you can tell that he's at this phase. Look, he still wants to play competitive. He knows where he's at, but he still feels as if there's something for him still in this game.
I'd tell you, he'll be really chuffed this week as to how he's played, and he'll be full of confidence tonight.
Andy Hamilton was another player who actually went on to beat. What was the kind of keys you feel like to his successes in that particular Group C?
Well, he's a fighter, and he just kept his head down and kept on plodding and doing his thing, and he was there all the time. He kept himself within distance and made sure he got over the line in the end.
So Andy Hamilton through. He's looking to round off his 2025 win. He made it through to a Champions Night back in August. He's looking to round off the year by winning the Double Trouble 4 title. Group B was what me and Keegan were watching in the commentary box on Thursday and Friday. Graham Usher yesterday, it felt business-like. He won all 4 of his games, and he was just delightful, wasn't he? Yeah,
he was, wasn't he? Let's be honest, his consistency was absolutely second to none. It was moments during last night where the opponent was on a one dart finish, and Graham hit the ladder shot every time. It was the 2 darters were just kept on going, absolutely fantastic, and that's where he just put all the opponents away quite easily in the end.
In terms of Alex Spellman, obviously this wasn't actually the tournament he was expecting to play in at all. He was at the World Championship last week. He got the late call up because Larry Butler withdrew. How do you feel like he coped with the double in, double out aspect?
Well, to be fair, for his first time, I think he's doing absolutely fantastic because, let's be honest, it's not a game that a lot of Americans would play, and for him to come here straight after, obviously, like I said, playing out the World, he's like just a fish in water, isn't he? Absolutely fantastic, and rightly so. He's made it to tonight.
Bit of a free hit, though, isn't it, when you consider the fact he has played at the Worlds?
Yeah, 100%. Dart players, we're unique characters, aren't we? We just want to keep playing darts, and if somebody's going to give you another chance, you're going to bite the hand off.
What of Steve West's? A little bit up and down. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, obviously, Paul Wesley's got a massive cast on the other arm. You don't know how much of an effect that has on his game at the moment. But, like when he played Ram last night, at this point in the game, he took it out in 15. Next leg, he won it in 12. He was on about nearly 110 average. So Wesley's game's there. And I just felt like he just kept on doing enough. He was doing the wading. He just kept on doing enough, doing the right things at the right time. Needless to say, 5-time winner here, back here on a Saturday night.
In terms of the feel for tonight, it feels like a legends lineup, doesn't it?
It does, and it's we had a good time in the back room sort of thing, and in the players area, and it's just been a great bunch of lads, and good lads.
Right, let's have a look at the groups that are in play this evening. There's 2 of them, 2 groups of 3. And if you have a look at the first group, Keegan, Neil Duff, Alex Spellman, Andy Hamilton, we know the experience of Neil and Andy, particularly in this building, but Alex, I get the sense there's a real fire in the belly to end this season on a high.
Yeah, definitely. We always say, sometimes it's, just because you've won Group A doesn't mean you're going to, win the field on the Saturday night. And obviously Alex is coming to playing well, and obviously Andy, we know Andy does. He's just grit and determination. So I think, to be fair, I can't pick a winner in that first group.
What of Group 2, Trina? Scott, Steve, obviously 2 very experienced campaigners. Graham's had a good year on the circuit. I get the sense we're going to have 3 tasty games in that group.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, Scott's, like I said, he's on a high at the moment. He's played better this week than he thought he would. And I think he'll bring that to tonight's game.
In terms of the odds, Keegan, we've got Graham, Usher and Neil Duff, both joint favourites. Is that a fair reflection of the week?
Yeah, 100%. You know, let's be honest, Neil absolutely cruised Group A, Graham absolutely cruised Group B, and obviously Scott there won quite, Group C quite convincing. So obviously it's not really surprising that the three top favourites are the three group winners.
Anybody there that possibly truly could represent a bit of value? I'm looking at Hamilton at 11-2. The way he played in Group C, that could be a little bit tasty.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He was consistent as well all through that group, and he hit important targets at the right time as well. So yeah, he's one to look out for as well.
What do you expect to see tonight, Keegan?
Well, people going for doubles of the first start.
Well, that would be helpful, wouldn't
it? Exactly. No. In all fairness, an absolutely fantastic night of darts. All these competitors, they want to win it. They're not here just to turn up, sort of thing. And I just think everyone's going to go for it, and it'd be a nice Christmas cracker to end the year.
Absolutely. Santa's here. Right, let's have a look at the fixtures for tonight. This is how the group stage looks. I am never going to hear the end of this. Anything that stands out for you, Trin, in the initial stages?
Well, I think Neil Duff and Andy Hamilton's going to be a great game to start off, and that might determine a lot of what goes on tonight as the night progresses. So that's one I'm looking at.
Anything for you, Keeks?
Looking at it, I'm going to have to go with... I agree with Trina. It's the first two matches. I think obviously Neil and Andy, Graham and Steve, and it sounds so daft, but they're going to... it's going to make the play a lot difficult for a lot of players, and I think them two games are going to, stand out for good reasons.
I'm liking the look of West against Mitchell, because I think them two are going to really fancy it. They're going to give as good as they can get in that one, aren't they? That's going to be really good fun. I'm just glad this link's over so I can get out of this outfit. Thank you both so much. It's 18+. Gambleware.org if you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series. Right, let's get into the first game. What is a host of games that we've got for you from the live lounge this evening. Yep, I've scripted that one. And it is a meeting between Neil Duff and Andy Hamilton. Early on this evening, I caught up with both players ahead of what is their final night of the 2025 season. Andy, into Saturday here at the Super Series. Must be really pleased with the way that particularly you started games and you managed to finish legs off.
Yeah, I think I've just done enough. Obviously, the game against Robert yesterday is probably not a game I needed to win, but also I wasn't in the game, so it didn't really matter to me. I was through anyway. So it was all about the process of going through what I've done the last 2 days and going through tonight. And I think tonight's really just a crown of a straight... It isn't a knockout stages, but I think it's just the format now makes it probably more suitable for all of us here tonight.
In terms of your game, what's pleased you the most about it this week?
I think the scoring ability, and obviously I've always enjoyed doubles, so that's just part of the game. You don't practice hitting doubles, you do practice finishing, but not on the double starts. But I think for me, scoring's better now. I'm just enjoying the game. I'm just a relaxed mind. There's no pressures, and what's going to happen is going to happen.
Tonight, I know you were speaking yesterday about the fact that you've got a few friends from yesteryear, there's a few legends in that building. Has that kind of helped and kind of relaxed you a little bit? I know the competitive edge is still there, but has it been nice to kind of rekindle old memories? Yeah,
of course, we're all there for the same reasons. We've had a great career in our lives, we're still going, and tonight we've got all the players who've been there and want to be there and still competitive to play the game. So I think it's a good mix of all old ones, not much younger ones. I think the youngest one is about 51 years old. So the old times, and we're still playing good darts. That's the main thing, and just enjoying ourselves.
In terms of the thing, obviously it's not the be-all and end-all for a season, but it'd be a nice little Christmas gift if you could win this evening, wouldn't it?
Without a doubt. We didn't mind me to win it. I want to win it, so we'll wait and see. The hammer's going to hammer. We're going to have that raw tonight, so let's wait and see.
We're going to give it full beans, are we?
You've got it, man. You got it.
Right, we wish you all the very best to see. It's been great watching you in 2025, and we look forward to watching you one more time. Andy, good luck out there.
Yeah, and you. Thank you very much, Henry.
Neil, great to see you again. Last Saturday night of 2025 for yourself. In terms of Group A at Double Trouble, what would be your overall assessment of how things went?
Very happy with how I played. Rocky start the very first off, but corrected it, put it right. I think it's well established down here that I do generally start slow and then kind of build into it. So, yeah, looking forward to the night and hopefully it continues.
I was going to say, did that group kind of typify yourself a little bit in terms of just building yourself up to speed?
Yeah, but the thing is, I always said double in, double out is a different game. It kind of sorts the men from the boys, and my double in percentage must have been through the roof because I felt, to me, like I wasn't missing. And when I did miss, I was getting my 120 or 160. So yeah, I felt comfortable. I felt relaxed. Last competition of the year, and yeah, just thought that we'll just grow into it and then relax and see how it goes.
What's it about double start that kind of builds the best out of your game?
Because you're never out of it. You know, it's different. If a player goes in and hits 41, the other person goes in and hits 180, you're on the back foot straight away. It's the pressure on both players to get off. Who has the darts? It kind of becomes indifferent whenever you're playing double in, double out. So, yeah, you never seem to be out of it, and it's very much like I classically set play, where you just go out there and just stick with it, and if you are trailing, get back on top of it again, and yeah, you're never out.
Final event of the season. First of all, how would you categorise your 2025 campaign? And secondly, how much you'd like to finish it with a trophy under your belt?
I think it's a wee bit hit and miss. Kind of started off the year, wasn't playing, probably with moving to Switzerland, not playing as much as I should be doing. Then when I realised that I had dropped out of the rankings with the WDF, started travelling and started winning again. Picked up 4 or 5 WDF rankings this year. Just the one Modus title this year too, though.
Just the one?
Just the one, yeah. But I mean, I had done 3 last year. So, yeah, it would be nice to fend to 25 just now and go out with a bang and to have my name on that for a second time.
Well, wish you all the best, Neil. Good luck out there.
Cheers, Henry.
Get a match start at the bottom. There it is! Neil Duff, a 5-time weekly winner.
And he is a happy man. He is a man that is
Modus Super Series champion. And that player is Neil Duff.
Well, he's had many happy hours here, has the Duff man in the past, but he's looking to put the hammer to the sword here as he takes on Andy Hamilton in the opening game of the night. Right, let's get it on then in the commentary box for this one. It's Keegan Brown alongside Trina Gulliver. Evening, both.
Good evening, Henry. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm taken to the hockey now. Our first game of this evening. This one's going to be a great game and one that could establish the rest of the evening. It's Neil Duff there, age 53, from Winterthur even. 23-gram dart. And Andy Hamilton, age 58, from Stoke-on-Trent. You looking forward to this match, Keegan?
Yeah, definitely am that. It's one for the ages, isn't it? And you know, this is when you have to respect the dart players that we've got on stage here. Both competitors in their 50s, and they're still playing absolutely fantastic darts, and more importantly, such a great desire to keep winning.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we have
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Paul Hinks, our referee for this evening.
First. Game on.
So here we go. And off first start, and this is a great start from Duff.
120.
Off with a 120.
It'd be interesting to see, obviously, how Neil deals with Andy's pace.
32.
Yeah, he's that little bit slower, isn't he? He's quite regimental with his throat. It's exactly the same every time.
100.
Although, saying that, he does throw his last dart sometimes quicker. He doesn't set himself sometimes as he does with his first 2 darts. And we'll see that
96.
at some point today.
When you analyse both dart throws for both these players. They're absolutely granite, aren't they? You know, it's so
60.
hard to break it down. And, you know, we always say with dart players, it's all about consistency. And Stu being up, then, you know, let's be honest, if you've got a good solid throw, you're already 75% winning the game, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, and doing things at the right time is important, like that, as Andy Hamilton finds the first maximum of this evening's play. And that's a good return from Duff.
To think both players, you know, nailed down on 100 and Andy back on 193, and to think they're actually, this is double start. This ain't normal darts, is it? And, you know, both players averaging way over the 100 mark.
137, the other car 100.
Yeah, super darts. So a ton now for Duff. There's the first tops. Can you find the second?
80.
Just underneath.
The car 56.
So Hamilton back for 56 to take the first leg of the match. And this would be a break of throw. So tops for Andy Hamilton. Double 10. And double 10 he finds for a 15 dart leg to take the first leg of the match. And break the throw of Neil Duff.
Game on.
Puts him in good stead.
That's the first time this week we've heard the rule from the hammer, the trademark from the Stokey. You know, one thing I do have to say about Andy this week, he's been so consistent on that double 16.
Yeah, he has indeed. That has been his favourite target to get his play underway. No, Duff fails to get off the mark, so opportunity now for Hamilton to put some pressure on here and increase his lead.
95.
We both know it's so hard, you know,
60.
chasing somebody at the best of times, but, you know, if you miss a good 2 or 3 darts at a double to go on, and all of a sudden you could be nearly 300 behind before even you get on as such.
Yeah, and as well, he's lost his throw in the first leg as well as Duff, and, you know, be looking
96.
to break the throw back here off Hamilton, and that not getting off to a good start really does crucify you, doesn't it?
55.
Yeah, it does that, and you know, this double trouble week is so entertaining, isn't it? Because it gives you, you know, legs that you wouldn't normally expect, and, you know, obviously the good ones and the bad ones, but you know, let's talk of the bad ones. But
41.
You know, it's such a weird concept because you would only ever play this maybe once a year, if not for, well, you know, I'm guessing
96.
You know, back in your absolutely, you know, fantastic career, did you ever play double one in the BGO? Because I can't think of a competition where you would.
I don't think we did.
No.
I can't remember. Probably the double in thing is a game that you play in your local pub, isn't it? Well, Hamilton here left himself 56 again after 15.
56.
And looking favourite now to take a 2-0 lead here. And tops required. And tops he finds for that 2-0 lead. Holds his throw. Now Duff finds himself having to win this leg to stay in the match.
Yeah, we were saying just before we came on air, me and Trina were talking about how important routines are for dart players. And, you know, if you look at Andy, you know, he's taken the 2 legs out in 15, 17 darts. And ironically, they were both on 56 finishes.
Yeah, if it's not broke,
no score.
Don't fix it, they say. But he fails to get off the mark that time. And Duff already away.
100.
So has a bit of a lead here.
92.
Good find that 92.
Needed to get away there, didn't he?
100.
I'll be disappointed with a ton. 'Cause it was sitting nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely begging to be hit, wasn't it, Train? Where, the concept with double on, you look at this leg, Andy missed his first three at a double, and ironically now, he's in front of nil.
Yeah, well, that 180, perfect timing again for Hamilton. Something that he's done all week, actually.
95.
Duff leaves himself on 166. No outshot for him. So good score here from Hamilton.
59.
We'll put him favourite.
You think for nil, and he just wants a nice clean leg to get one on the board.
98. Andy O'Carr, 170.
So the big fish then for Hamilton. It won't go this time. So Duff will be back for the 68 to try and save the match.
62. Neil O'Carr, 68.
I think now he just wants to keep straight. So it was 8 or 16. So it's 32. Just on the
52.
wire.
Andy O'Carr, 108.
And he might be using the treble 19 route here, and he is. So he'll be looking at a 57. Stubby looking there for the 57 for the 32. So he'll be treble 18.
42.
Well, rush
Neil
last
O'Carr,
start there.
16.
Double 8 for Duff.
Gauge
For a
on the
holder
third
throw,
leg.
he
Neil
pins
Duff.
it. Stays in the match.
Fourth leg Andy to through first.
Now Hamilton.
Game on.
He's throwing for the match with the throw.
$92.
That's a good start. Gets off with that. Double 16. This is good also from Duff.
80.
There's so much pressure on that. On Neil's previous throw, knowing that Andy's already got off. That's begging for another treble, surely.
100.
Doesn't find it this time.
$100.
That was as well, wasn't it?
There's nothing worse is the treat when you're throwing and you want that treble and you get the first one and you just think just do anything for another.
42.
And, they just stay straight and just think millimeters away.
And when they sit like that as well, you just think, well, use that dart, don't you, to try and get a bit of bounce off. Or,
140.
but that's great darts there from Duff. Finds a 140.
But here comes the hammer. May look at the bullseye.
135.
Now then, with him liking double 16.
100. Andy
Will you
O'Carr,
go ball, ball?
132.
It might go ball 32 ball, you never know.
You never know. We shall see. Treble 19 then. Would have left the ball.
60. Neil O'Carr, 81.
Also be looking at 12 for the ball. So it's double 13 to enforce the decider.
55. Andy O'Carr, 72.
Well, opportunity opens up here for Hamilton to take this match. 72. Well, he's hit the big 7. There's a 65 left. Can't find the big 15. Slips into the 2. Big mistake
22.
there from
New
Hamilton.
car 26.
It'd be interesting what Duff does. Does he go for it or does he split it? So it's one dart, a double full.
Game's on the fourth leg. Neil Duff.
Now he levels the match at 2 apiece. We go
Second final
into a
leg, Neil
deciding
through
leg.
first. Game on.
Averages here are good for double in.
80.
79, 74 and 83 plus for Hamilton.
I
52.
think bonuses for both players, at least they've got away in the first throw.
Yeah, very important. Deciding leg. No room for error.
78.
Well, that's a good recovery from Duff. Hits a 1 with his second dart. But does recover well, hitting the treble 19 with his final dart.
140.
So you feel maybe the bit of momentum's now with Hamilton. And he's got an easier chance, should we say, to leave a finish
59.
from this point. So he'd be looking at 19s to try to kick the shot off. So he might stay there. He does, so he'd be looking at the 25 of the ball. That's superb darts.
164.
Fantastic darts from Hamilton. Leaves himself 145 after 9.
41.
This
Andy
was
O'Carr,
145
145.
after 9 on Nils throw. You know, and that's absolutely superb darts there, Andy.
And double in as well.
$45.
Well, that'll do, I guess. He'd have wanted more.
99. Andy O'Carr, 100.
So a ton then now for Hamilton for the match. We can't finish now, so Duff will have a chance at the 144.
40. Neil O'Carr, 144.
So we're looking at treble 20. Not far away from it. Looking to leave it handy, and he does.
92. Andy
So
O'Carr,
Andy
60.
now 60 for the match to get the first points on the board for the hammer.
Top cent.
$20. Neil O'Carr, 52.
52 then for the match. Tops required. And
Game
tops is
shot of the
found
match,
by
Neil
Neil Duff. Gets over the line. We said it would be a good one. 3-2 victory there for Duff. Averages 78.24 for Neil. 81.94 for Hamilton. And that is super shooting from the guys. Coming up after the break, we have Graham Usher and Steve West.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000 The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Neil Duff came back from 2-0 behind to get the better of Andy Hamilton by 3 legs to 2. Match number 2 is a meeting between Graham Usher and Steve West as we get Group 2 underway. These two went head-to-head in Group B on Thursday and Friday night. They lock horns again, and earlier on this evening, I caught up with both players. Great, really good night for yourself last night. It felt like when push came to shove, you came up with all the answers.
Yeah, like I said last night, I felt a bit more relaxed yesterday playing, and the real results come, so yeah, happy to get through.
Was there a reason as to why yesterday you just felt a little bit more relaxed than the others?
No, I can't put my finger on it. Just some days you feel like it and some days you don't. Yesterday I felt really good, and from the first game I thought I settled straight away, so just glad to get through wherever you finish in the group.
You mentioned at the studio yesterday, you never played double in, double out prior to this. How have you found the change in format?
It's just remembering to go through double first. I keep sort of saying it over and over in my head, but yeah, I'm really enjoyed it. Like I said last night, it's a leveller. It's good, you know. Really enjoyed it. Love to do it again.
Into Saturday night once again, and again adding the fact that it's a little bit more cutthroat first of three. How important is it to get off to a quick start this evening?
Oh yeah, very important. You know, you need to get them points on the board early on, and if not leg difference, keep it as close as possible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And for yourself, this would be a great way to round off 2025. It's been a fairly successful season, first one without a tour card in a couple of years, and this would be a nice little gift for Christmas, I suppose.
Yeah, it'd be great to win it. You know, same for our lads in there. A little boost for Christmas, but yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Well, I wish you all the best. It's been great watching you this year, Graham. We'll see you one more time out there. Go well. All the best.
Thanks, Henry. Thank you.
Steve, we'll talk about the darts in a second, but I want to talk about your left arm first because the cast is off.
Yeah. I was a bit upset with it last night. It hurt a lot on my wrist and it was irritating me a little bit. So I told Michelle that I'm going to go to A&E and get it redone or moved or whatever. And when I went there and they had a look at it, they read the report and apparently I've not no fracture, no break, but it was a vein in the bone. So they just took it off of me and now I'm okay.
Finn, all good with it?
Yeah, I've no pain. I've not had pain since they put the plaster cast on, but you've got to be careful, right? So that's what they did, and now we're here.
So let's talk about the darts this year. What would be your overall assessment of the way you played in Group B?
Rubbish. Up and down. 1 minute I'm hitting doubles and scores for fun. Next minute, couldn't hit a double, and you ain't got no chance to score after that. So it was just rubbish, but it will get better.
Into tonight, Saturday night. You like a Saturday night here. Now, we've spoken about the weekly title records in the past. You've got Neil here as well. This would be number 6 if you had the weekly wins in. I'm not counting the influence of Ben.
Yeah, I don't count these events really. I mean, and they are events, but the actual Modus weeks, I'm one up on Neil and he knows it, and that's good enough for me.
Well, let's talk about the actual darts team, because this would be a nice way to round off the season for yourself. I suppose a little bit of a transitional season, all in all.
Yeah, look, I'm still trying to work out how I'm comfortable, where I stand, how I stand, because there is pain. There is not pain as such, but it's more an aggravation. I'm still working on that. So, you know, I've had 14 months now to try and keep that and get that right, and I'm still working on it because it's not right, but I will get it right.
Well, we wish you all the best. We look forward to watching you play. It's been great fun watching you in 2025, Steve. We should see you one more time. Good luck.
Excellent. Thanks, Harry.
It's on this time. It's still on.
Game on the fourth leg.
He's promised it all week. Will we get the 1-4-1? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
Shot and the match.
Steve West has won the match with a 9-dart finish.
For a 5th time, the weekly winner is Steve West.
So, Steve West finds himself in action against Graham Usher. It's all smiles for the 5-time weekly winner, looking to get his first specials week under his belt. He get his campaign underway against Graham Usher. Keegan and Trina are in commentary.
Thank you there, Henners. And yes, welcome back to the first game of the Group 2 section with Graham Usher, the man from Scarborough. Obviously, and he's now playing the local dart player now, obviously living in Waterlooville, and Steve West. So, yeah, I think this would be a good game. There's some good tussles over in Group B on the Thursday and the Friday. And I think, well, tonight's not going to be any different, is it, Trina?
No, and they've both got good experience on this stage as well, haven't they?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First
like
leg.
Henna said, Steve, a 5-time weekly winner here. Lives down the road. We'll have a bit of support here as well.
40.
You know, and let's be honest, there's nothing better going to an event and staying in your own bed, is there?
No.
160.
Well, what a super start there from Westy.
45.
I think we kind of forget what obviously Steve's done in the PDC over the last 10 years. Obviously, no, I'm not going to say nothing because usually Hennes says something and it always goes pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So,
shall we zip it?
Do you know what? Let's just enjoy it. I bet Hennes somewhere is saying yes.
We should have said something.
60.
Well, good effort anyway from Westy. Great start for him. And Usher fires back with a max of his own. One apiece.
So it's two, double 16.
69. Graham car 141.
A chance then for Usher. It won't go though. So West will return for double 16 for a potential 13 dart leg.
Supercar 32.
Obviously, fantastic standard, and he does.
Great darts from Westy. Opens with a 13 darter.
Game on.
Break of throw as well. He puts Graham Usher under the cosh right from the start.
No score.
You know, if I was going to say anything bad about the West's game this week, I would say, you know, when he had a good leg, you know, anything, 14, 15, anything sub 15, he could never ever follow it up. And, he'd be a Annoyed if he can't go off there, yeah.
Well, it looks like he's following suit at the moment. Struggling to get
100.
off in this leg. Had a brilliant first leg, but
40.
well, does find the target eventually. Raises his arms as if to say thank goodness for that.
83.
To be fair, Steve's not out this leg just yet. You know, you feel like he needs a good another treble in there.
100.
I'm lucky not to get another one there, but you know, it feels like all the good work that he had done in the first leg is now being undone by them
140.
two fizzes without a double.
It's that same old saying, it's great to break, but you've got to back it up and hold your own throw. Otherwise, it's not a break of throw, is it?
100. Going to count 118. $25.
Outside chance for West. If he can get 140, he would only be 28 behind Graham.
100.
Well, it does leave himself a finish, but 93 now for Usher, and double 18 is now required.
75. Stevie Carr,
Can't find the target, so West does get a pop at this 161. And it's on. Treble 17, he finds. Can he find the bullseye? And he's just
136.
wide.
Stevie Carr, 18.
Well, he'll be back
10.
for the 25.
Stevie Carr, 25.
As Usher can't find the double 9 there. Double 12 then for a 2-0 lead.
From the second leg,
Pins it with his
West.
second dart. Does indeed take that 2-0 lead.
Third leg, Graham to throw first. Game on.
It's a good start here from Graham.
160.
Fantastic. It's 2 160s now we've had, and we've only played 3 legs.
Yeah, great darts from the pair. Could there be another one here? Oh, there is.
160.
That's 3.
60.
Magic darts here. Averaging 84 for Graham.
140.
And 93 for Steve.
140.
Absolutely fantastic darts by both these players. You know, Graham's got the first poke at a finish at a 141, but I would actually prefer to be in West's position.
140.
Especially after that last start.
141.
Yeah, well, the 141 won't go, so West will be back
57.
for the 61 for a 3-0 victory.
So it's double 18, double 2 9s.
43. Graham Yucca, 84.
Chance for Usher then to save the match. Double 12. Double 12 he finds. Takes out the 84. He needed that.
Fourth leg,
And
Steve to throw
survives.
first. Game on.
West off. First dart again.
120.
And nearly hits the 160 yet again.
40. Turn your phone off, please. Thank you.
I bet it's that Henry Deacon, isn't it?
What with the phone? Yeah, he should know better, shouldn't he?
57. 96.
This is where Westy needs to keep the composure right. Just nice straight darts, and that's all he wants. You know, from this position, he would do anything for a ton.
60.
Well, only finds a 60. Couple of trebles here.
96.
Would hurt. Finds one.
You know, we know as dart players, trainer, there's nothing worse when you've missed 2 darts or any darts for the match,
58.
and then you're playing another leg. There's not a worse feeling out there.
No, it hurts, doesn't it?
85.
What can West do here?
$83.
That was a weird dart, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got very, I wouldn't say lucky, but he knew what he was doing, but I would have played it safe and gone on the 19s.
Supercar 123.
1, 2, 3 for Westy then. Treble 18. Would have left the ball.
55.
Usher now back for 48 to level the match. Tops. Oh, it's a poor dart.
9.
Pulls it into the
Supercar
1.
68.
What an absolutely great opportunity here for Westy. So he's got 68 up for the treble 20, so it'd be 8 or 16. So it's double top for the match.
28. Supercar 39.
Puts it high. 39. And now 32. To save the match. Oh, and he
14.
fires it into the 7.
Supercar 40.
Sprayed it again. What a great opportunity for Westy. 2 at 10s. Chasing the double.
30. Supercar 25.
Who wants it? Well, that's another slip dart. That dart was for the 9.
17.
Double
Supercar
4
10.
cannot be found, so Westy's back at double 5.
Getting Showman Mark
Double 5 he finds to take the 3-1 victory over Graham Usher.
Yeah, it was a good match one in. You know, unfortunately, a couple of missed doubles from both players. You know, cost the last leg, but it was great entertainment, wasn't it? You know, Westy won with an 81-62 and Graham with a 78. So, yeah, another fantastic game. And coming up next, Andy Hamilton and Alex Spellman.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
required
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy. Couldn't get the job done.
And the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
You know, and let's be honest, there's nothing better going to an event and staying in your own bed, is there?
No.
160.
Well, what a super start there from Westy.
45.
I think we kind of forget what obviously Steve's done in the PDC over the last 10 years. Obviously, no, I'm not going to say nothing because usually Hennes says something and it always goes pear-shaped. So,
shall we zip it?
Do you know what? Let's just enjoy it. I bet Hennes somewhere is saying yes.
We should have said something.
60.
Yes, yes, I did say yes. Anyway, Steve West didn't quite find the 9, but he did find 2 points as he got the better of Graham Usher by 3 legs. One. Right, game 3, Andy Hamilton against Alex Spellman, the American looking to win here for the first time tonight, and I caught up with him earlier on this evening. Alex, great to see you on Saturday here at Double Drop. Is it fair to say that as the week's gone on, we've seen a better level from yourself?
Yes and no. The first 2 matches coming into this week were excellent, and then I kind of dipped, and then since then been a little bit up and down, but I've been showing a little bit more of those flashes of brilliance. So
I imagine it's been a chaotic last week or so. First of all, when did you get the call? Because obviously you played at the World Championship, and then obviously
Right.
Larry pulled out quite late.
Yeah, my flight was originally supposed to leave today. Sunday, I had a guest that was supposed to come to Worlds with me. Couldn't make it. They felt bad, and so they gave me some tickets to the Leeds and Brentford game. And right as I'm walking into the stadium, I get the call to come down. So as soon as we're done, I have to figure out accommodations. Didn't sleep. Showed up. Took the 4 a.m. Train and showed up. Played great for those 2 matches, and then I think that tiredness caught up to me. But somehow, still stumbled to the end, and tonight's, all that matters anyway. So.
Prior to this, how much double started do you play back home in the States?
I mean, not a ton, but that seems to be where I typically excel. Again, up and down this week, but when I've played well, I'm playing really well. There's just some confidence in it. I don't know. Maybe it's, it feels like a level playing field when I'm not playing well, because people got to start and they got to finish it. Sometimes you start a deciding leg and your opponent doesn't get in after 9 darts. It just settles you in a little bit. So I love it here and over there.
Just finally, how much would a win tonight cap off? What would be a good season for yourself?
Well, I've historically not gone as far as I would like on a Saturday, so it would mean a lot just to me personally, but obviously to those that are about to watch tonight, and the really expensive flights that I just had to book today for my wife and I to get home. It'll mean a lot towards my bank account as well.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the Pluto TV viewers in the United States are very much looking forward to watching you play. Alex, good luck out there tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Spellman here looking at double 12 to wrap it up for
Game shot and a
1-4-4.
match. Alex Spellman. Game
Make
shot
that
on the
nothing
first
left.
If I keep trending to every day I'm getting a little better, that means tomorrow I expect to be a little bit better and still be able to pull out some results.
Spellman, Richie knows what's coming.
shot and a
Spellman
match. Alex Spellman.
dispatches.
There's double top. What a
Game
game
shot
of
on the
darts
fourth
this
leg,
is.
Alex Spellman.
Well, that is how Andy would like to start the game, with a double 16 to kick things off. He takes on Alex Spellman in game number 3, and in commentary, it is Keegan and Trina.
Thank you, Henry. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch Spellman here. There's Andy. as well, the 58-year-old from Stoke-on-Trent. And then we have Alex Spellman, the American, age 37, throwing a 22-gram Winmore dart. So yes, I'd like to see him play. I've not seen him play before, so looking forward to this. But I believe you know a bit about him.
Yeah, I met Alex for the first time about 18 months ago out in a dart competition out in Florida, and he's a really good guy, and
Thank you, ladies and
what a
gentlemen.
dart player,
First flag, Andy to
absolutely
throw
fantastic
first.
dart player, and
Game on.
ironically, we do actually share the same sponsors out in the US. So I've spent some time with him in New York and June time this year, and yeah, he's just an overall nice guy, and it's so annoying when they are nice guys in darts.
Makes them harder to beat.
72.
Well, Hamilton off to a great start there. Hits the double with his first dart. As does Spellman.
64.
And this now becomes a must-win game for Andy to qualify. Because if he gets a loss here, then unfortunately it's going to be an early bath.
Well, he hits the maximum there. That'll help his cause. He took that first defeat of the evening, didn't he, against Neil Duff?
140.
Duff a 3-2 winner against Hamilton. It was a tight game.
It was a very tight game, wasn't it? And unfortunately, Andy had an absolutely fantastic 164 to leave the 145, and darts just deserted him, doing it for 9 throws, unfortunately. And
28.
Andy knows that would have been a missed opportunity, and Neil knows he got away with that one by the strap of his neck.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, Andy has to get a win here
58.
to give himself a chance.
We know that Andy's going to absolutely throw the sink and Spellman in this affair.
Oh, he's a fighter, isn't he? Hamilton always has been. Loves his darts, and you can tell that he throws with passion. He loves the game. And he's looking at this 134, but it won't go. He will be back, though, as Spellman's left himself on 168. Can't check out on that.
58.
So Alex, how much pressure can he put Andy 76 on? That's an absolute beauty of a lie.
140.
That's certainly 28.
76.
So Andy, you feel for Andy, this has to go.
Yeah, treble 21st. Finds it. 88. Right next door to his favourite double. Pins it. Takes the first leg of the match.
Alex to through first. Game on.
Do you know what, Trent? I think Andy might be happy that he hit that 88.
Just a tad. What gives you that impression?
I think it's the rule that we can actually hear in the comms.
Well, he does give a roar, does Andy, when he's achieved something. Can he get off here with his third dart?
36.
He can. He finds the double 18.
No score.
Well, that first dart looked awkward, didn't it? That's why he made the switch to the 18s.
There's a bit of a head shaking there from Alex. We're not really seeing that much of that this week from him.
It's like he said in his interview.
125.
It's a level playing field, isn't it? If you don't get off in your first darts, then you're in trouble.
120.
Who has the darts goes out the window then.
100%. Absolutely 100%. And I think that's what makes this special week just that little bit more entertaining, isn't it?
92.
Because let's be honest, it's bad enough trying to go for one double, let alone two in the leg.
Have we seen anybody forget about going for a double this week?
95.
I can't recall any.
No, I... Yeah, I think the only thing I can think of is obviously Graham Usher. One for the... He got
85.
double top, and then he tried to go for another one.
Oh, right, okay.
He tried to get off twice.
Well, that's different.
60.
Well, no outshot here for Hamilton. So looking to leave it handy.
100.
There is that throw, that quick throw with his last start that we were on about earlier that he tends to do. Normally finds a target as well.
Yeah, he does that, doesn't he? He
59.
does it really well.
Under your car, 63.
So 63 for the hammer to go. 2-0 up. So it's double top.
23. Alex, your car, 167.
Well, 167 then for Spellman. Can't find the treble 20, so Hamilton
100.
back
Under your
for
car,
tops
40.
for a break of throw. Double 10. Double 10 he finds with his second dart, and you hear the roar. Breaks the throw with Spellman and leads by 2 legs to 0. And now he finds himself throwing for the match. Gets off first dart.
$112.
Superstar from Hamilton.
You feel for Alex. He needs to get off in this throw.
No score.
Yeah, he can't find the target, and that's going to hurt.
This group now makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it? Where, you know, if Andy now wins 3-0, Alex then has to win 3-0 and then knocks Neil out.
Yeah, it gets very interesting, doesn't it? Spellman finally off in this leg. But he's got a lot to do.
96.
You feel now it has to be at least, you know, 2 treble visits or more just to get back into the leg.
100.
Can only find the one.
$93.
Treble there for Hamilton. Puts himself on a finish.
125.
Well, he needed that.
On your car, 104.
So Andy at 104 for the victory and to be the first man into the knockout stages. So it's double 16 to wrap up a brilliant win.
72.
Just to the side, but he will return for that double 16 to qualify through.
125. And your car, 32.
So it's 3 darts at double 16 to wrap up a win against Alex. Looks like it's going to be a good marker. Sure. Oh, I thought it was in.
No score. Alex Ricard, 92.
Throws that quick dart again, but didn't find the target this time. So this is an opportunity for Spellman to save the match, to get a leg on the board. I went for the double
56.
18.
Alex Ricard, 32.
But now, chance again for Hamilton to wrap this all up. Double 16. Double 16 he gets. Takes a 3-0 win, which gets him over the line and through to the next rounds. So that's 80.52 for Andy Hamilton and 76.22 for Spellman. Max for Andy Hamilton. Coming up after the break, we have Steve West and Scott Mitchell. So Andy Hamilton is the first player through to the semi-finals here at Double Trouble 4. He got the better of Alex Spellman by 3 legs. Steve West can join him with a win against Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell, if he can win this 3-zip, would also qualify through to the semi-finals. Right, let's hear from Scott now. I caught up with him earlier on this evening. Scott, what's it been like being a player back on the stage again?
Very different, because obviously it was a while ago. As you well informed me, it was September 2000 and whatever it was, 24. It felt a bit strange to be up there, but yeah, no, it was all good.
Did it feel as if you settled in quite quickly?
Yeah, winning your first game is always the key. I say it when we're in commentary. You want to get your first, double this time out the way, and then your first treble. So, and that went well for me, and I kind of kept that momentum for the next couple of days.
How key yesterday was it to kind of get the job done with as much ease as possible, not going down to the latter ends?
Could have been easier if I could have turned Trina over, but, I did what I always do on the second day and messed everything up and missed doubles, but that was the thing that woke me up for the rest of the day. So I don't sort of, it was Trina as well, so she's going to rib me when we're in commentary together, but I don't mind that.
I'm sure she's listening to this now and she's probably ribbing you as we speak. But in terms of tonight, how much you, A, looking forward to it, and B, how nice would it be to pick a trophy up for once?
I have no expectations of myself tonight, Henry. My goal was to get to tonight. That honestly was it, I think. And I thought that was going to be a really tall order and a big ask. So I've already played out of my skin for how I've been playing for the last year. To think about picking up the trophy, you're not going to get me in on that. Because I'm not interested. If it goes well, it goes well. It's a short format. You've got to be out the blocks. Can't afford to make a mistake. So you can't really target the trophy one game at a time.
Hey, it's not a bad way to go to the Ali Pali commentary box over the next week, saying you're the double start champ. You can have a little chat with mates about winning weeks.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, but no, we'll worry about that if it happens. But I've got a day off tomorrow, and then it's back to the grindstone. I'm nearly as busy as you, Henry.
No, that's not possible.
No, exactly.
Right, wish you the best, Scotty. Good luck out there.
Thanks, mate.
One dart for a big 2-0 lead. Practice makes perfect. He missed the double foot last time. He pinned it this time. He's in double 18. To take out the opening leg. His second double check of the day.
I can tell you that Steve West's preparation for this game was dancing along to Sophie Ellis-Bextor on the stage. And to be fair, at the Modus Super Series wrap party, there could be murder at the dance floor there. I mean, I'll probably end up crying at the discotheque. But anyway, to the serious business, because West and Mitchell go head-to-head. Keegan Brown and Trina Gulliver are in the commentary box to talk all about it.
Thank you there, Henners, and welcome back to this, the second game in Group 2, and it's a bit of a South Coast derby now, haven't we? We've got the man from Dorset in our picture, and then we got the man from Hampshire just behind him. So, anything from the first game from, obviously, Group 2 between Steve and Graham, and what a fantastic game that was, Steve hit 2 160, obviously, starts, and he now knows a win against Scott gets him through to the knockout stages.
Yeah, got it all to play for. There you see. Scott will qualify with a 3-0 win. So this is Scott's first match of this evening. So he's watched everybody else play. He knows what sort of form they're in. That can be a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Sometimes it can be a bit of a weird double-ended sword where you watch everybody play and you're expecting, right? Game on. To be fair, we know what you have to do to beat these guys up here tonight, but there's nothing worse, is there? And it's that sort of waiting around because if you're playing at 7:30, you know you're going to be on at 7:30. If you're full on, you don't know if you're going to be on at 9:15 or 9:15.
That is true.
Did he go for the treble there?
I don't know.
45.
I'm not too sure whether he did or not, or whether it was a bit of a slip of the dart, but he's off. Anyway, he's off and running.
He's off at the races. So is Westy there of that 120. To be fair, Train, I think that you were the catalyst to his success yesterday.
Yeah, I'd like to say that as well, but I don't think I am really.
55.
No, but to be fair, yesterday you played really well against Scott, and when he came out and played everyone else,
100.
Like he said, it made him focus. So
I fired him up.
You fired him up. You put the fire in his belly.
Well, as long as I got my game, that was fine.
100.
Well, Mitchell has been consistent over the past couple of days, winning 4 out of 5
63.
both days. And that's a bit unfortunate for Westy. Gets a bounce out.
You know, not too many people will know this, but just in front of Paul Hinks, there's a row of spotlights. And it's very
81.
good of Paul Hinks actually collecting Westy's dart there, because as soon as you look into them lights, you're blinded. You're blinded for a good 10 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that didn't blind him.
123.
Almost hits the max, just the wrong side of the wire. Leaves himself 95.
Might stay there with a 25.
85. Sivakar 95.
So Westy at 95 to take the opening leg. Might stay there for the treble, 16 for tops.
$47.
135 then for Mitchell. He'll start on the bullseye. Well, throws below. So can't finish now. Westy will be back for
89.
48
Sivakar 48.
to take the first leg.
So it's 2 darts at double top. 1 dart at double 10.
Game shot on the first leg.
Double
three-way.
10 he finds. Hold a throw there for
Second leg
Westy.
Scott to through the first. Game on.
Let's see if Scott remembers the double on this time, and he does.
He does, but just threw a low dart.
No score.
And can't get off the mark this time. Westy looking here to punish. And he certainly is, isn't he? That's another 160. His third, I believe.
This is third, and he's only played, well, this is his 5th leg.
No score.
And Scotty can't get off, so this could be damaging for him. Another big score here.
135.
She does put in just the wrong side, though. Took a bad deflection, that one, didn't it?
Yeah, probably proper ricocheted off the dart there.
100.
Good time there from Scott.
Yeah, finally gets off the mark.
60.
Well, Westy leaves himself 146 after 9. He's looking favourite
41. Sivakar 1
for this leg as well, for a 2-0 lead.
That's brilliant. Another one for 32. So it's double 16 for 146.
114.
Great effort. He will be back for the 32 though. Scott way back on 360 here. There's not a lot he can do about it. Just hang in there.
100.
And hope
Sivakar 32.
Westy makes mistakes.
For a 13 dart, now a 14 darter. Chasing it now.
28.
Needs to find the treble 20.
60.
Can only find a
Sivakar
60.
4.
So doesn't leave himself a finish. And West looks at double 2. And now double 1.
No score.
But he can't find it. So
Scott needs a good 2 trebles here to put some pressure on in any sort of form.
60.
Oh, he's just thrown below the target, isn't he? Another opportunity for West. Double 2. Can he find it with his third? He can't. There were a bit of blockers.
Scott Car 140.
So an outside chance now for Mitchell to take this 140 out.
That's the first one. Is he going to go tops? And he does. So it's double turn for a 140 checkout.
Well, what a shot. And he looks to the heavens and he knows he's got away with that. That was a gift from Westy.
Game on.
Fair play. He took his opportunity. Levels the match at 1 apiece.
And you know what, Trine? That's one thing. There's any youngsters watching that leg.
Score.
That is why you never, ever give up and you keep playing until that double goes in.
100%. Absolutely.
Always have to give yourself a fighting chance, and that's what Scott did.
And he'll be wanting to get off here as well.
40.
And he does with his last start. That's great play.
You know, we said it so many times, especially this week. Is that word?
50.
It's that word momentum, isn't it?
And that 140 checkout would have given him so much confidence as well. And a bit of a kick up the bum.
140.
Westy hits the 140 himself.
That's a brilliant treble 20 there from Scott. Another one makes it interesting.
100.
But you know, that's that thing, isn't it, with darts, is that momentum where something will happen in the game and how quick does it change from one player to another?
57.
Yeah, it can turn things around, can't it? And it's a perfect example as well of hitting things at the right time, isn't it? The timing factor that we go on about in darts being so important. Taking your chances and the timing of hitting things. But that 41 from Scott there will be disappointing for him. Doesn't leave himself a finish.
How Scott's darts were obviously in the ball there. I'm very surprised he didn't go in 17s there to, you know, leave some sort of an easier, you know, finish.
Well, he's been a bit fortunate there because Westies hasn't left himself an outshot himself. Left himself on a bogey, and that 140 from Mitchell is perfect timing yet again. Leaves himself on tops.
99. Scott Ducal 40.
So Scott here, he's got 3 darts at double top to go 2-1 up in this affair.
And
he does.
Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, that 140 checkout has definitely
Scott to through first. Game on.
boosted his game. Oh, he finds himself throwing for the match.
No score.
Bent the wire there in that last start for double top. Might be the bullseye for Westy.
No score. No score.
Well, both are struggling to get off in this leg. Westy does find the target and he finds the treble 20 bed as well.
$45.
Scott gets off as well.
What a reply this is from Westy.
Finds a max. He needed that. Remember, this is a leg that he must win to stay in the match.
60.
Westy, all Westy wants to do is just keep
60.
the dart straight now. But at the same time, what he needs to do is make sure he gets this double, because, you know, he doesn't want deja vu happening in the fourth leg like it did in the second. Well, Scott was a little bit behind
60.
him.
Steve car 161.
Is he going to go for it?
136.
That's a great attempt, isn't it? Didn't need to go for it, as Scott back on 336. But he hit the ball previously, didn't he? So probably thought, why not?
Yeah, exactly, why not? And, you know, sometimes it feels like, you know, boost your confidence, don't you?
Getting shown the fourth leg, Steve West.
Well, he takes out the 25, levels the match at 2 apiece.
Fifth and final
We
leg,
go
Steve to
into a
first.
deciding
Game
leg.
on.
Whereupon West has the throw. And gets off the mark. Can Scott follow?
No score.
Just gave a massive lifeline that as to Steve West in this affair. You know, when your opponents miss the chance to get on and then you hit this, worth $1 million, isn't it?
Brilliant play by West.
Scotty dogs off.
80.
Well, can Scott find the form or the patience then, if you like? Or will West give him the chance again that he did earlier? Well, it's not looking likely, is it? Leaves himself 81 after 9.
You know, and how good has Westy bounced back? Absolutely superb.
9. Steve Ducat 81.
So it's 81 here from West to win the match 3-2. Should be, that's what way is he going? So
41.
You never know, Keegan. You never know with Westy.
You don't. That's not a second guess. And what a fantastic job our, you know, spotters are obviously trying to work out what players are going for. So absolutely fantastic work as ever.
60. Steve Ducat 40.
It's a top 7 for West.
Surely should bust.
No score.
Yeah, decides to bust.
Yeah, I think that was really good ball management there. Because he doesn't want to, you know, potentially go for double 5, go inside and then
55.
have the nightmares of
Steve
leg 2
Ducat
again.
40.
Well, this then tops for the match and to go through.
No score.
He's just on the wire again. Surely this isn't going to be the same scenario as the previous leg.
No, it looks like we're now getting a bit of an exhibition here from Scott. Right, an absolutely fantastic character Scott is for the game.
Well, he's clearly chatting somebody up in the crowd.
That's what you always guarantee on a Saturday night here at the Modus. A really good, a good encounter with the players.
Well, something's tickled him. Concentrate, Scott.
45. Supercar 40.
Tops then for the match for Westy. Can he get over the line this time? He can. Pins it with his first dart. And what great sportsmanship there from the pair. West there with a 3-2 victory and a 75.97 average. 62.90 for Scott. Great match played by them both. That qualifies Steve. And after the break, Alex Spellman and Neil Duff.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for the
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Double 18. Oh yeah! Now you're cooking.
The double 12 to wrap it up for 1-4-4.
Alex Spellman.
Spellman. Richie knows what's coming. Spellman dispatches Shanghai for a 120.
So Alex Spellman needs a 3-0 win to progress through to the semi-finals of double trouble 4. Neil Duff with just a solitary leg will be into the semi-finals. Keegan and Trina are both in commentary.
Thank you, Henry. Yes, we're into game 5 of this evening. We have Neil Duff and Alex Spellman. This is last chance saloon for Spellman. Has to win 3-0 versus Duff here to qualify. And Duff played his first game of the evening. Took the victory over Andy Hamilton 3-2.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first leg. Alex, you're through first. Game on.
It's, darts is hard enough when you know what you have to do, and for you to back it up, it's hard. And to do it double trouble, wow. I would like to be Alex Spellman right now.
Well, he gets off to a good start there. Yes, Keegan, I agree. It's pressure enough, isn't it?
100.
Duff off to a good start as well.
55.
It was really good seeing, obviously, Alex playing this week, and we know that the late co-ops, obviously,
60.
Larry Butler was meant to be the primary player, but obviously with Ram playing in Group B as well, has been a really good eye opener to where American darts are at the moment. And 20 years ago, maybe one or two would have gave the Europeans a good game, but at the moment, the army of American dart, North American dart players coming across the pond, absolutely fantastic. I think it's the best it is, in my opinion, that it's ever been.
Yeah, it's good to see him here, isn't it? And competing like this with a maximum from Alex. Leaves himself 51 after 12. He clearly knows the situation here.
Alex Ukar, 51.
Well, hits double 11.
$35. Neil Ukar,
Can't find the double 8. So 141 for Duff.
What a killer way to kill Alex's hopes. So 72 left.
81. Alex Ukar, 16.
Double 8 then.
For
Spellman.
Alex Spellman
gets off to a good start. Gets the first leg of this match. Hold of throw.
First. Game on.
To be fair, this now is the most important leg of darts that Alex Spellman will play here.
61.
Now Duff finding a bit of noise in the crowd bothering him. Just get off the mark though. As does Spellman.
120.
See, this is where Neil needs to keep his head straight. It is quite hard where
$100. Best of order, please. Well, players are throwing. Thank you.
Paul Hinks there just calling order.
140.
This is good darts from Spellman.
$60.
So currently Alex Spellman is thrown over the 100 average mark. We alluded to in the beginning of the first leg how hard it is to back up what you need to do, and at the moment he's doing it.
He is. And
45.
Seems to be handling the pressure of it. Now he finds himself on 146.
So another one will leave 32. So he might go bullseye to leave 32.
Well, I did go the bullseye route, but couldn't find the target. We'll be back for the 79 though. Duff back on 275.
51.
So Alex now knows he's got
Alex
6
Ricard,
darts at the 79 to finish it off for the second leg. So it's 2 darts at double 11. And he does
shot in
it.
the second leg, Alex Spellman.
Yeah, well, he hit that earlier. He didn't require
Third leg, Alex through first. Game on.
the double 11 then on that occasion. He just wanted the 11, but finds no problem getting it there. And he's off again. First
79.
dart.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic get off there for Alex.
40.
That's a good kick off as well for the Duff man.
$42. 60. $100.
Yeah, steady turn there from Alex. So now that's a perfect dart
100.
there. I'm lucky not to get them all there, I found.
You just took the words right out my mouth there. But this really is a good performance from Alex. His back's
100.
against the wall. Ah, I like that. No wafts here. But we do have the Modus fly.
85.
We do, yes. So Alex now another 140
85.
from there. Oh, it made it look very cushy. But feel for the Duff man. Has to be a 2 treble visit now. Maybe 25 to leave 170.
78. Alex Ricard, 95.
So it's 95 to seal qualification. 76.
I think he went for the double 18 there, didn't he? But was some distance away, and it's 138 now for Duff, but it won't go. So Spellman back
58
for tops for
Alex
the
Ricard,
match.
40.
So it's double top now for Spellman for the win. 2 darts to double 15.
Well, reprieve for Duff. He will get a shot at the 80.
32. Neil Ricard, 80.
What an entertaining game of darts this is. So it'd be 20 for tops. So it's double top.
Game shot in the third leg, Neil Duff.
Right, you can see what that meant to him.
Fourth leg, Neil
Hits
through
the
first.
double.
Game on.
Saves the match. And now finds himself throwing to level. And he's off.
80.
And with that one leg, that Duff's now got on a board after the 3 missed darts that Spellman had. That seals the fate,
Good
unfortunately, for Alex. So Neil has now gone through to the knockout stages.
$100.
Good last start there from Duff. Spellman yet to get off.
40.
Does find double tops with his last start.
100.
And a ton there for Duff. Puts him in good stead here.
$85.
You know, it's nothing. You know, obviously Alex would have known what he would have had to done before he played. There's nothing worse. You know, you're just playing now, aren't you?
100.
You know, your competition's finished without even the game being over.
Yeah, we'll still want to narrow the gap, you know, and get over the line.
85. Neil the car 121.
Still want to take that win. Treble 20.
105.
It's a good treble 20 there from Alex. Can he find another?
140. Neil the car
Finds a 140. Does leave himself a finish, but will he get a chance? It's double 2 now to level the match. Double 2 he's found with his last start and does level the match, and we go into another deciding leg.
For the final leg,
Spellman with the darts.
Game on. No score.
It's not in now.
No score.
Nor is that one. So can Spellman get off? He can.
What a ladder view of the dartboard there.
$60.
Both away. Up and running.
$121.
Actually cracking darts, that 1-2-1.
Thank you. I've asked you once. Please, can you keep quiet while the players are throwing? Thank you.
Paul Hinks just having a word again with the crowd.
You know when it's bad is when the calmest man in the building says something.
Yeah, absolutely.
45.
You know, and it's not on, is it? It's, you know, they're up there to entertain, and if you want to see the best darts, you don't want to be putting them off.
No, 100%.
135.
I think what people forget is actually how close, you know, the room is, you know, from the tables it is to the stage as such. And,
59.
you know, it's quite a, you know, very high ceiling building, so you know, one bit of noise can amplify on a massive, massive scale. So another 19 will leave 32.
125.
Or 11 for tops.
$60. Alex Ricard,
So
40.
top cent for Spellman to take the match. Double 10 then.
20.
It's just on the wire, but he will return.
$40. Alex Ricard, 20.
So it's 2 10s for Alex to take the 3-2 victory, and he does so.
Shot of the match, Alex Spellman.
Winds it up, takes it, 3-2. Alex Spellman there, 82.80. And 68.41 from Neil Duff. So coming up after the break, we have Scott Mitchell and Graham Usher.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor.
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
So far this evening we have seen Andy Hamilton, Neil Duff and Steve West make it through to the semi-finals, and we'll find out who the other player is going to be here, because the game between Graham Usher and Scott Mitchell is a straight shootout. Let's get into commentary, and it is Keegan and Trina. Oh no.
Thank you there, Hedges. I'm guessing you were talking to me then, but no. You know, this is going to be an interesting tie there between obviously Scott Mitchell and Graham Usher. And you know, one thing that I do have to say that might affect the game is
Scott's it through first. Game on.
It's going to sound really awful, but yes, the pace. I'm trying to find overnight. Yeah. But you know, it's Scott has his routine. Every dart player has a routine, and Scott plays darts like he does, if that makes sense. And Graham's very rat-tat-tat.
Yeah, he's quite methodical, isn't he, Scott? And won't be rushed either. He'll just concentrate on his game, and he won't let his opponent speed his game up.
No, he definitely won't. And yeah, I think obviously the first game, obviously Graham played was against Westy, and you know, Westy's a very much a fluent rhythm player, and you know, he's been off stage for a couple of games, so you know, and to have the added pressure, of needing to win to get through.
Yeah, well, Graham's had a bit of a break as well. He's had a 3-game break, so that can make a bit of a difference sometimes. All depends how he spent his time out the back, whether he's been on the board or chilling out. You know, it's a fine line sometimes just to get things right in your preparation.
120.
But he is off the mark this time.
You know, and it's like you said there, it's all about that preparation and going back to having a routine of when you know you're not playing for I wouldn't say good length of time, but more the game wise, and yeah, just
100.
You know, keeping your arms straight more than anything.
$81.
Well, it's advantage Scott at this point in time.
60.
Can't find the treble to leave himself an outshot.
You know, you look there. Scott's not even back
60.
Past Paul Hinks before, obviously Graham's that throw in there. He's already shaking his head, but you know, unfortunately that's the game, isn't it? That's, you know, you don't play the play, you play the board.
100.
Well, that's what you should do, Keegan, but sometimes we both know that that doesn't happen.
It does not go to plan.
140. Scott Lucar, 76.
That's a good 140 there from Usher to put pressure on this 76 for Mitchell. Now 71. He's frustrated with himself there. Knows he just needed to keep straight there to give himself an opportunity.
36. Graham Lucar, 100.
It's a good opportunity for Graham.
But he's done the same. Can't finish either. So Mitchell back for tops.
80. Scott Lucar, 40.
For a holder throw.
So you feel for Scott, has to go. Surely a good marker. One dart, double turned.
No score.
When he slips into the
Graham
double
Lucar, 20.
15 bed, just pulls it slightly down. And now
He shot
double
the first
10
leg,
for
Graham
Usher. Breaks the throw of Mitchell, takes the first leg.
Second leg, Graham to through first. Game on. $40.
Finds tops with his last dart. Get himself off the mark. And that's a bit of a wild one from Mitchell.
No score.
Even though we talk about plays, routines and whatnot, but your
121
sort of pace of the game trainer is obviously very similar to mine. You're not fast, you're not slow, you're just the middle road.
Yeah.
And for us, there's nothing worse where, if we play a fast player, sometimes I used to find I get into their sort of rhythm. And then you start chasing around the hockey. That's what, if I was playing Graham, that's what it used to feel like. And, if I used to play a slower player, I would have to try to think of other ways to keep my mind occupied just to keep that sort of concentration going.
Yeah, absolutely. I find it when for example, young Paige Paulin, a very quick player. And, she nearly takes your ear off as you're walking back from the hockey. Great talent that she is.
140.
If there's one thing I have to say about the next crop of dart players that I've seen so far, there's not a lot of slow players.
No, they all seem to be quite rhythmic, quite rat-tat-tat, as you call it.
60.
Tops now for Usher. Double 10 for a 2-0 lead. Holds his throw.
Third leg shot through first. Game on.
Finds himself in a great position. Mitchell got it all to do here. Cannot afford to lose a leg.
No score.
Can't get away.
No score.
That's unlucky that for both players not to get on. But to be fair to Scott, this is the time where you do have to get on because Graham's not got off. I think this is the point of the game where you don't want to make it easier for your opponent, if that makes sense.
36.
Well, that's a good switch there from Scott. Good thinking. Them two darts at the tops there looked constricting. Usher does the same.
Absolutely fantastic work from our production team. They knew where them darts were going, and what a camera angle that everybody's just seen.
95. $60.
If there was one thing I've noticed about, obviously, Graham's throw tonight, in that first game against West, he had quite a lot of what we would call
100.
slips. And it looks like he's obviously using maybe a bit of chalk or some sort of grip when he's coming back. He's just
46.
dabbing the table, and because of that, I've not seen any slips in this match so far, unless that double 18 he kicked off with this leg was meant to for double top, but that could be a different story.
Well, it would have been a wild one.
135.
Just pulled into the treble 5 bed there. You could see it, gave it a little bit of shoulder, didn't
58. Scott Lucar,
he? Does find himself on 135 though. We'll go for the bullseye here. Oh no, okay. Decides to go that way as Usher on 301 and no finish. So decides to set up. Sets it up perfectly.
Could be a 180. Perfect timing on the camera. Perfect time for the crowd.
Double 16 then. And now double 8 for Mitchell. Double 8 he finds. Pins it with his second dart. Keeps himself in the match.
4 for Graham to throw first. Game on.
This is where I find Graham has to get off.
100.
And he does so. Puts the pressure, massive pressure back on Scott.
Again, a leg that Mitchell must win. Keep himself in. He's got to.
No score.
Well, would have thought he was going to go for 18s there. Decides to stick with tops.
125.
A massive deflection there. For Usher.
I always find it's nothing worse when you do get a deflection where you look at that 276, even if it was a 20, sorry, even 261,
55.
It's a lot easier to get down to a nicer finish, if that makes sense. And these ricochets, is nothing wrong with the dart play. Just hit the barrel, hit the stem, hit the fly, and it's just gone off.
It's pot luck, isn't it? You can get some nice deflections and you can get some very horrible ones.
No score.
I both playing and obviously doing the commentating here. What I've noticed is you get wicked deflections for the worse at the trebles.
60.
But when it comes to the doubles, you get better deflections where the dart might be going and then it just creep into the... And you think, how's that happen? But it does.
No score.
Well,
Graham
still
Lucar, 161.
no shot for Scott.
91.
Well, he has to get off here.
To be fair, Scott's played too good to get brushed this week.
He's given the dartboard a telling off.
Surely
It's
double
not
18.
listening.
No score. Graham
It's
Lucar,
not listening,
70.
so Usher here could get out.
30.
And leaves himself tops. Scott's at it again. He's giving...
To be fair, Scott, if you was going to change your song tonight, it'd be Rabbit, Chaz and Dave.
Well, he finally gets away. Survives the tin hat, as you call it.
100.
Gets away well in the
Graham
end.
Lucar, 40.
But now tops for Usher for the match. Double 10.
Game
Double
shown
10
about
is
Hamilton.
found. He gets over the line. A 3-1 victory for him. He will qualify. And then coming up after the break, we go into the semi-finals.
54. Charlie require 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Yoki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got out the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
That particular change. And you know what? Sometimes a change can make good. And that's very good from the Duff man.
To win the group, but early defeat to Neil Duff.
Game trying to
And
second.
this now from Kevin Painter.
180, 40, sorry.
He's so positively poor dart was thrown today was Kev. But he will be bitterly disappointed with the way things have started. But Spellman here looking at double 12 to wrap it up for 144.
Alex Spellman.
Double 8. And he has brushed Richie Burnett in the first leg of Double Trouble 4. This one more competitive already. Looking at treble 20, finding treble 20. Oh, Richie Burnett.
The darts housery if Usher had gone 3 tops. Tops for the 120. Only needed the one of them. Whatever she did, she left herself in position to finish the leg off. But there's to finish the match off. And to finish it off in some style.
Outside chance on the 129, but a very possible route to be 60 for the bullseye. And it's bullseye for the hammer to go one up here. And he does so.
Is it going to be a hat trick? Is it going to be a hat trick? It's a hat trick, all right.
Superb dart.
Well, that was what we've seen in Double Trouble 4. Tonight's kind of been more like an evening with Scott Mitchell, isn't it? I've heard in the advert break he did a Q&A with half of the crowd. Anyway, we've had a fun night here, haven't we, in Portsmouth? And to be fair, I'm glad he didn't do a Q&A, otherwise we wouldn't have any crowd left for the semi-finals or the final. Right, let's get some thoughts then on the week. Obviously, the trophy's going to be played for in a couple of moments' time. First of all, did you enjoy playing in it? And how much Double Star actually did you play prior to this week?
It's very new to me. You know, we usually play this sort of format in a pub. You know, that's a lot of leagues play a double-in format. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it this week, and it's been really, it's different, isn't it? And it's cutthroat as well.
Apart from spending 2 days sat with me, what were your other highlights of the week?
Sat next to Trina. Not bad, was it?
Well done.
No. To be fair, in all fairness, it's been a brilliant week. And one thing I have to say is, it was the consistency of players. Where sometimes games were a bit up and down, but this week everybody was playing on the same par. And yeah, it was just brilliant. It was the amount of 152s and night to night, Westie and 3 160s, and it just shows you that people are now adapting their game to make sure they play well this week.
See, if you didn't mention the 9 in commentary, the 9 would have happened. You do know that.
Wow.
Right, back to tonight's action here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. We're at the semi-final stages. And before the break, we saw Graham Usher end the evening's audience with Scott Mitchell, courtesy of a 3-1 win. Alex Spellman beat Neil Duff by 3 legs to 2, but he's departed. Neil Duff and Andy Hamilton get through that group. Steve West joins Graham Usher in the semi-finals. Let's talk about the first group then. Neil Duff managed to squeeze his way through. Andy Hamilton also in there. That first game between Duff and Hamilton, it was a 3-2. It was a comeback victory for Neil Duff. They had to do it the hard way.
He did, and Hamilton would be very annoyed with that result. You know, he was the better player really, and but Duff managed to get over the line.
He did manage to get over the line, and it made his life a little bit easier going into the second match. As far as Andy's concerned, he's been pumped up tonight, hasn't he?
Oh, definitely. That second match against Alex Spellman, he actually played fantastic, and it was vintage Hammer, wasn't it? You know, he was showing the old trademark rules, and yeah, he's probably annoyed that he lost the first game. He's came back really strong. In theory, knocked Alex out straight away, and he thought, you know what, let's get ready for the semis.
Although you say that, Alex did have a dart. So he had to win 3-0 against Neil Duff in the second game. He did have a dart to do it. He's going to be disappointed, isn't he?
He's going to be mortified by it, isn't he? Like you say, he did have a dart, and, although he won the match in the end, he needed to win that match 3-0, and he couldn't get over the line.
How will he reflect on the season as a whole, Keegan? He won the Continental Cup back in October. He played at the Grand Slam, played at the Worlds. Obviously, disappointment of the Worlds is the reason why he's playing here this week. But how will he look back on 2025 overall?
He should be very proud of himself. You know, there's not too many. Me and Trina were saying this in commentary. You know, there's not been a lot of Americans that have been able to come over here, show what they can do in various darts competitions and get this as a bonus. So, to be fair, I think Alex shouldn't be too hard on himself, but he's just going to go home, enjoy Christmas and dust off and go again.
In the other group, Graham Usher managed to get over the line against Scott Mitchell. In terms of Graham, he kind of held it all together, where I think Scott just wasn't quite there in that second game, was he?
No, he wasn't. And, obviously Graham showed his skill and his talent and managed to get there. But, yeah, he held it all together.
And then in terms of Steve West, probably similar thing you could say again about him, just keeping it together when he's had to keep it together.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair to Westy, I think he's been him and obviously Andy in both groups, they've been the best two players, and they're both in the semi-finals. But yeah, Westy, I thought he was going to be my dark horse, so I'm quite happy with that so far.
What about the Mitchell 140? That felt like that was going to give him some license. And do you know what? That game against Steve West, he probably should have won it, and it would have been a different night if he did.
Well, I think that 140 lit him alight for the next legs and everything. So, it was crucial, wasn't it? He wasn't expecting to win that. Looks to the heavens there and says, thank you very much. And, he took his chances and he went from there and fired away in the next leg as well.
Does he show off like that in your exhibitions, Keeks?
No, because I usually beat him a lot quicker.
The
Yeah.
only reason you book Scott Mitchell for an exhibition, he'll make sure he uses up all of the time allotted. Right, let's have a look at the fixtures for the night. He's going to kill me when I see him later. Right, Andy Hamilton takes on Graham Usher. Steve West takes on Neil Duff. Well, that is a bit of a Super Series dust-up because them two, they're good friends, but they've got a great rivalry, haven't they? Obviously, Steve has won 5 weekly titles. Neil's won a number of weekly titles, now the same number as Steve. He's won a Specials week as well. I feel like there's going to be no love lost when them two get out there.
No, I think that they'll be fired up for it, you know, and they'll be wanting to make their points against each other. Like you say, they're good mates, but once they're on that hockey, that's their enemies.
Hamilton against Usher, it'd be interesting because it's a bit of a contrast of styles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one, but you know, obviously they only played that only series ago in the Champions Week, didn't they? And obviously Graham got the victory there, so it's going to be a tough one to call. But I'm going to go with Usher.
For whoever wins tonight, it's going to be the culmination of a season. Look, it's a lovely trophy, and it'd be a nice way to get into Christmas. It's not going to be the be-all and end-all for the season, but it's a nice way to round off.
Yeah, of course it is. You know, it's a great format. It's not an easy format. No. You know, it's you have to be on form all the time, and you know, getting them doubles and that. So it's a hard format, but yes, it's a lovely trophy, and they'll be wanting to take it home.
Well, they won't be able to take it home. We'll have to nab it off them at the end of the...
Oh, okay.
There's always one, ain't there?
There's always one. There's always one. But in terms of the season overall, Keegan, when you look at some of these players, Graham's made a Champions Night here this year. Andy's made a Champions... In fact, they made the same self-Champions Night in August. They didn't lift the trophy on that occasion. This would be some retribution if they were to do so.
Yeah, of course it is. And, you know, let's be honest, it's a fantastic competition to win. You know, like Trainer said, this format, you have to play well every single leg because you get found out, don't you? And, but yeah, every player, they've played the season. This is their first Christmas present of the year.
No, I'm not doing the Santa's outfit thing again.
Oh, go on.
No one ever needs to see that ever again. 3 more matches this year. It's been, I think we did the first couple of games together, didn't we, in January? It's been a hectic ride, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been an amazing ride, yes. Very hectic, but I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Your thoughts and reflections of the year, Keegs?
It's been brilliant. You know, it was a bit awful at the beginning of the year, losing my tour card, but this has helped me put a true reflection. I've been very fortunate, like Trina, to have both slices of the cake, playing and commentating, and being a darts fanatic. Who doesn't want to do that? 3
more games to the rat party. Just no tears, please.
No tears.
Right, we've got 3 more games to go here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth in 2025. Time for a couple of semi-finals. We're going to kick off with a meeting between Andy Hamilton and Graham Usher.
Double 16 he gets. Double 10. Double 10 is found.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series Double Trouble 4, live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our first semi-final of this Saturday evening. Please, first of all, welcome to the stage, it's the Hammer, Andy Hamilton, and his opponent, the Gambler, Graham Usher.
Right, let's get into it. It's our first semi-final between Andy Hamilton and Graham Usher. Keegan and Trina, I'm in the commentary box for it.
Thank you, Henry. Right, for our first semi-final then. Andy Hamilton and Graham Usher. Andy's last game It's a 3-0 victory over Alex Spellman. Graham Usher took that very eventful match against Scott Mitchell. 3-1. There's Andy Hamilton, 58 there from Stoke-on-Trent. And Graham Usher, he's 52 from Scarborough. Up north.
We've got a Stoke and 2 Yorkshiremen on the old stage.
We have indeed. Of course, the other Yorkshireman being our referee and compare this evening, Mr. Paul Hinks.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
One thing I'd
First
say,
leg,
obviously,
Anthony through first.
This is
Game
where,
on.
playing in the obviously the groups before tonight is determines the way you play. And obviously, this is the first time in 4 games that Andy's gone, from the back room onto the stage, where
32.
Graham's had 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah, might make a difference. Time will tell.
60.
But they're both away.
So did you ever, looking back at your career there, Trine, did you
84.
ever, when you were playing in, obviously more in the BJO competitions, did you ever feel that
60.
you preferred to win a game and then play within 15, 20 minutes, or would you preferred a longer break as such?
I'd prefer to get on with it, really. Get on the hockey and especially if you're
25.
playing well as well. Yeah. You want to rush back to the hockey and continue that. And it's the same with when you practice as well. When you're practicing, if you're playing well, you want to practice for longer. You want to stay on the board for longer. And it's something that I've always said as well, that when you are practicing, if you're not playing very well, just leave it, walk away, because all it will do is knock your confidence. So walk away, leave it for half an hour or an hour
42.
or whatever, and go back to it later and see how you fare then.
Obviously agree with you 110% there. And
60.
I used to find it was for me, obviously on the PDC, it was more the fact that if you was at the last game on the, I'm trying to work out now, last game on the 64, and obviously then you played your ball final in the last 32, it was brilliant because you only had like 5 minutes, but it was nothing worse
58.
than waiting 40 minutes to then play back on. But yeah, I always feel like when you always played well, you had the rhythm, and it was just, well, it was like cutting butter, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're eager to get back on the board, aren't you? Well, that 125 there from Usher leaves himself on 111. And that's a great 140 from Hamilton. Well, loose start there from
83.
Usher.
And your car 120.
Gives Hamilton the opportunity now to take the 120 out.
Here comes the ladder shot. What a view with that. Absolutely fantastic. It's double top for Andy.
100. Going your car 28.
Just pitches it just below. So now double 14 for Usher. Double 7.
14.
And he was a double 7. So Hamilton a chance to hold his throw here. Double 10.
Andy at double 10 to go 1 up. You feel a leg that Usher actually buried himself into.
Getting shot on the first leg, Andy Hamilton.
And super dart there from Hamilton.
Second leg, Graham to throw
A
first.
hold of throw.
Game on. $40.
And the last start finds Tops to get him away. Well, the last start for Hamilton, get him away.
No score.
It doesn't.
Do you know what? Looking at that, looking at them 16s, I would have thought that was a perfect marker.
16.
To stay there.
Yeah, to stay there.
Yeah.
Not to go, not to move up the board.
Well, he may have seen it differently from his angle.
No score.
And decides to switch again.
Just ironic, he's had two sets of, two throws at literally opposite ends. That close to both sides of the double without getting it.
Yeah, it's not like him either, is it? Not to find that double 16. Well, he finds it this time. He's got some work to do in this leg, though.
72.
To catch Usher. 261 now.
60.
And he finds a 60 there, so Hamilton will be thinking to himself, I need a 180 here. Goes wide of the treble 20 bed.
95.
Yeah, to be fair, I would have thought might have been a marginal
82.
sort of, favourite going to this one would have been Grown in my opinion, because obviously 10 minutes previous he had played Scott, and obviously Andy and Scott are very methodical with their throw and their sort of routine, and I would have thought Graham would have got a I don't want to say a mini routine, but something to get used to the sort of pace.
59.
Well, he's in control of this leg. Looking likely to level the match here.
$44.
He has time.
60.
So double 10 now.
Game
Double 10 he finds with his third dart. Levels the match at 1 apiece.
Third leg Andy to through first.
I've just got a funny feeling this match is going to go to a last leg. The players will hate it. We will love it.
We're going with throw at the moment, isn't it?
$71. No score.
Good camera angle on the ball there. Showing the 3 attempts at the 2 at the double, the 2 at the 20s and the 1 at the 18s.
80.
Now you see that last dart again from Hamilton where he throws a lot quicker.
80.
Usher gets away.
$140.
140 there from Andy.
100.
So, looking at the scores, Graham's not out of it altogether, but a lot depends on this next row from Andy, I find. If Andy can get a good, decent 2 treble visitor, it puts a little bit more pressure on Graham trying to find a 180.
100.
Well, he finds a ton, does leave himself on a finish. But here comes Usher.
140.
Well, almost finds the max. Doesn't leave himself on a finish though. So 110 for Hamilton. And that won't go this time.
So there's 48 left. So it'd be likely to be a 16 for his double 16.
78.
A sensible route for him, isn't it? Loves the double 16.
90. Andy O'Carr, 32.
So it's Andy here to keep throw in his third leg. Double 16.
Moves across the hockey. And back across for double 8.
16. Graham O'Carr, 91.
Well, this is a chance of a breaker throw here for Usher. Tops. Oh, and he does it. Takes out the 91, breaks the throw of Hamilton, moves into a 2-1 lead.
Do you know what? I was just about to open my mouth there and said, no, you go 25, bullseye on the 91. And then what do I know about darts?
You only play it.
Yeah, just about.
$52.
Now both away.
You feel Graham can hit a 140 at
60.
60.
It's going back up to 18s, I think.
57.
He is, but can't find a treble in either bed. And here comes Usher again. Fires in a maximum. Talk about timing. Leaves himself on 161 after 9. And Hamilton back on 392 in a leg that he must win to keep himself in the match.
Graham O'Carr, 161.
And now 161. Won't go.
90.
That's a good bullseye there for the recovery. To leave 71 after 12. So Andy's going to need a good couple of visits of four decent trebles and 6 starts here. But it's this man, the Scarborough man. So it's double 16. 2 8s.
55.
Well, no pressure at the moment, but what can Hamilton do here?
Stay there.
134.
That's good dart. That's a really good 134 there.
Double 8 then. For the match.
Game shot
For the match, he hints it. Pins the double 8. Takes a 3-1 victory to move into the final. 68.5 wins for Andy. 76.54 for Graham. And then coming up after the break, we have another match.
League of Legends winner is the Owl, Richie Houser.
As he is the wizard, Simon Whitlaw.
Gemma Hayter. Lisa Ashton.
Bullseye says yes. Bullseye's got.
Double trial for another dart finish.
Keegan Brown. It's the Netherlands. The Republic of Ireland.
Oh, hello. What was that about double start?
No, you can see.
The winner, a double trouble 2, is the Vaughan Robert Morton.
Yes! Just with the doctor on it.
That is special.
The African warrior, Devon
So that snapshot of what we're going to see in 2026. The first of them is the Seniors Showdown, and we can exclusively reveal now the lineup for it. And that's the lineup for it. So we can confirm that a certain Trina Gulliver's going to be in it. Group A, Michael Huntley, Richard Rowlands. I'm glad I'm not doing Group A because that caused me all sorts of problems. Steve West, Richie Howson, Robert Thornton and Neil Duff. I'll be covering you alongside Paul Hogan and Simon Whitlock in there. I'll tell you who I'm really looking forward to seeing back, because we've not seen him here for about 3 years now. That's Terry Jenkins, the Bull. He's still going, alongside Martin Turner and Kev Painter. I tell you what, that's a bit of a who's who, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And it's yeah, looking forward, as you say, to seeing Terry here. It's a great player.
Yeah, most certainly. Obviously, you'll be hoping to play him on the Saturday night. I bet you're looking forward to reconvening with some old friends.
I am, yeah. It's been a good tour that we had, and unfortunately, it's no more. But yeah, there's some great names there, and I'm looking forward to catching up with them all.
In terms of the players there, I'm not going to ask you who the favourite is because you're playing it. However, I'm going to swing the question the other way. Who's one of your biggest dangers, one of your biggest threats?
Oh, there's loads there, isn't there? It's hard to predict one. There's so many. So I'm going to sit on the fence on that one, Henry.
I thought you were going to do that. Yeah. But in terms of those players, obviously they've now made a commitment because it's the week of Q School. Oh, nearly dropped the table there. Because it's Q School, they're not going to be playing there. So for them, they've plotted their path for 2026. Obviously, yourself would be doing the same, that it's going to be about Modus, it's going to be maybe a bit of ADC stuff. So a lot of those players made that early commitment of this is what we want to do in 2026.
Yeah, well, it's a great platform here, isn't it? It's just a brilliant setup and, great stage to play on. And it's just great to progress your darts.
Two of them are going to be going head-to-head next. Steve West up against Neil Duff. And we know, obviously, their histories in terms of what they've won, what they've done before, and they're both going to want to get the one-up on one another.
Yeah, they've both got 5 championships here.
Oh, no, he's done the 6, 7. I mean, he is looking for 6 and 7 titles here, isn't he, Neil Duff?
Yes, he will be, yeah. And he'll want to get one up on Westy, of course he will.
They both look very relaxed, though, don't they?
Yeah, wait till they get on stage. They'll be arch enemies then.
Absolutely right. Let's get it on. It's our second semi-final. It's Steve West against Neil Duff.
And he get over the line this time. He pins it with his first dart. Touch is found by Neil Duff. Gets over the line.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series Double Trouble 4, live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our second semi-final of this Saturday evening. Please welcome to the stage, simply Steve West and his opponent, the Duff man, Neil Duff!
Two Modus men going head to head. These two, they virtually have the keys to the building, don't they, Neil Duff and Steve West? They won multiple titles here, and they more than know everything about one another. In commentary, it is Keegan and Trina.
Thank you for that, headers, and what an absolutely delightful match we got on the cards here between two Modus superstars as ever. Obviously you got the Duff man, Neil Duff, and obviously Westy, Steve West. I think this game here, I'm gonna say it. There's gonna be a last leg. It's gonna be a last leg. They're gonna all play 5 legs, and yeah.
I think you're probably right there, Keegan. It's going to be tight. Good mates off the hockey. And you can see Steve West from Waterlooville just up the road. And the Duff man from Winterthur in Ireland.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Steve to
So this our second semi-final of this evening. Who will be joining Graham Usher in the final.
No score.
And that's not what you want to give an opportunity to Neil Duff.
No score.
One thing I've noticed, obviously they're going to be the same sort of equipment, but Neil's changed his flights, the Mordant flights for the semis.
No score.
Okay.
So I don't know if he wasn't happy with the way they're going into the board, or anything like that.
36.
Well, Duff manages to get away on double 18, followed by Westy on tops. Nearly found that 160 away again.
Yeah, that would have been the fourth 160 Westy's hit this evening.
41. $42.
What sort of pressure can Neil Duff put Westy under it?
100.
Bit tentative, isn't it, this game? They struggled to get off. Now they're on the way.
83.
Westy seems to be throwing very quick. Just a slightly quicker pace than he normally is.
26.
That's the view of Neil's darts there. Bit hard, Gray. I think Westy's throwing a lot quicker. It might only seem half a second quicker, but yeah, he's definitely seemed a lot quicker in the semi so far.
100. Supercar 116.
116 then for West.
That's a bit of a happy accident. So it's 95. Probably going to stay there again. And it'll be back up the 20s.
60.
Well, leaves himself 56 when he returns. Back on 198.
93.
Does find the treble 18 with his last start. But 56 now for West. Tops. Double 10.
36.
Just on the wire. So opportunity for
105.
Duff here to take out the 105 for a breaker throw.
A happy accident. So it's 50 full for the ball.
Just the wrong
64.
side of the wire.
Supercar 20.
Double 10 then for Steve West. 2 5s. 2 5s he finds.
Steve West.
Holds his throw to take the first leg of the match.
Second leg, Neil to throw first. Game on.
Good start here from Duff Man, sorry.
80. 100.
Good start from Westy as well.
$40.
They are the sort of opportunities you don't get a lot of time for Neil Duff, so Westy knows this is a good opportunity to make inroads.
100.
And he does. He'd be happy with that ton. Because, you know, when you look at the scores at this point in the game, even if Neil hit a 180, he's only 100 in front of West.
55.
Neil getting a bit frustrated. And Westy
123.
punishing. Finds a 1, 2, 3. Unfortunate not to find the max.
$100.
Westy knows this would be a good opportunity to go Tino up to the good.
140.
Super darts. He's been south 38 when he returns. Neil Duff just composing himself a little bit, but
59.
not finding the
Supercar
target.
38.
So double 19, might split it. Does decide to, so double 16, double 8 now.
30. Near the car 167.
So it's 167 for the Duff man.
$85. Steal the car 8.
Feel now it has to go for West.
Getting shot on the second
And
leg.
it does.
West.
Goes with his first dart, and breaks the throw of Duff.
Third leg Steve to throw
Needs
first.
this match by
Game
2
on.
legs to 0. Now finds himself throwing for the match.
No score.
I think the only insurance policy, you know, Westy has got now, at least he knows, worst case scenario, goes to a last leg, he's got the throw.
100.
Yeah, absolutely. Duff gets away with his first darts there. That's snuck in. Yeah, he's just checking. And so is Paul Hinks.
60. $140.
Good 140 there from Duff.
83. $100.
Well, leaves himself 161 after 9.
94. Near the car 161.
So treble 20 is the target. Finds it. Treble 17.
97.
Good 140 here, puts a bit of pressure on the 64.
100.
And finds a turn.
Neil Carr,
Does leave
64.
himself a finish, but 64 for Duff. Double 8. Double 4.
56.
Just
Stevie
the other
Carr,
side of the wire.
164.
So an outside chance now. This would be some shot.
So it's 88 left, so he might stay there for the treble 16.
84. Near the car 8.
Double 4 then. And now double 2.
6.
Puts that one
Stevie
high.
car 80.
So it's 80 for the match for Westy here.
Just taking his time. Tops then.
Surely the ladder view.
40. Nearly
Just
cast
pitches it too high. So opportunity to Duff here to save the match on double one.
Game showing third leg. Neil up.
Double one. He finds. Breaks
Fourth
the
leg,
throw
Neil
as well
first. Game on.
from Westy. And now he has the darts to save the match.
No score.
Can't get off the mark though. So effectively, Westy gets off
32.
here. The darts has been reversed.
No score.
Right, he persists, doesn't he, with the tops. May have been better to change.
100%. All Westy wants now is just straight darts. Neil needs a good score to get off it. It's a good double top there. That's a good ton.
A good recovery.
$47.
There's an opportunity here for Duff to step in here. It doesn't start well.
81.
But recovered really well there. Westy still got the advantage here.
60. $100.
Good last start there as well. Pretty much neck and neck here in this leg.
It's a good find by West.
92.
Oh, he knows he's got the 170. But what can Neil do? Nice little 140 here. Puts the pressure back
100.
on.
Steve the car 170.
Two treble 20s here for Bullseye. There's the first one. The second one he can't make.
130.
Does find the bullseye.
120.
But 120 now for Duff. Needs a treble 20. Finds it. Tops.
80.
Can't find tops to stay in the
40.
match. So West now with 3 darts in hand for tops for the match. Only needs the one. Takes the match 3-1. Moves into the final. Stats there 70.99 for Steve, 67.35 for Neil. Coming up after the break then, we have Graham Usher and Steve West.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short form at darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
But he does. And that's monstrous.
What a way to finish it. Double top. 1-2-5 goes to Shane Turner.
Oh, what a dart that is.
At the ball for the match. And he nails the ball there. Fantastic shot from Johnny Haynes.
Global champion. Oh my goodness.
He's still trying to search for a bit of wildlife.
Big hit. Big scream.
Tops for the match. 69. And the moment owned Ham there, didn't it? He didn't own the moment. And that'll be all Gary Stone needs to hit double 10 now, surely. He's seen the nervousness of that, and that is what top players do.
You can't be serious. Oh my word, that's off the scale.
Double 16. Connor Hanahan. That is a special finish. Well, 2025 is coming to an end, but 2026 starts with the finals of the Global Championship. Johnny Haynes takes on Niall Cullerton, Shane Turner up against Robbie Martin, Tom Sykes takes on Jack Tweddle, Gary Stone against Johnny Barnsley. Quarterfinals, semi-finals and final will be played over one session, and that is on Sunday the 4th of January, and every single dart, of course, is live here on Pluto TV. But tonight, we've seen the finale of Double Trouble 4. That's the engraving on the trophy that somebody's about to win. The two semi-finals saw Graham Usher get the better of Andy Hamilton by 3 legs to 1. Steve West got the better of Neil Duff by a similar scoreline. So Usher and West will go head-to-head in the final in a couple of minutes' time. Trina and Keegan are both with me here in the studio to assess what we have seen, and that is the amazing trophy that they are playing for. That's the trophy. Two big trophy winners with us in the studio this evening. Let's have a chat then about the two semi-finals. So we'll begin with the first one. Graham Usher up against Andy Hamilton. It felt like Graham set his stall out early on, and once he did, there was really no stopping him.
No, that was the case, and Andy struggled to get off on a few of his the legs and that, and so it let Graham move ahead quickly, and that was what ended the day really for him.
And I think that'd be a big disappointment for Graham, because I think he had big expectations going into tonight.
Yeah, 100%, massively. And to be fair, they, just played well and got on with the game as such.
In terms of the second semi-final, Steve West against Neil Duff, I suppose it was a similar story. Steve raced into that 2-0 lead. Neil tried to work his way back into the match, but in these short races, you get yourself a couple of legs in front. You just give yourself every luxury, don't you?
Yeah, it makes it hard work, doesn't it? And he couldn't quite find the mark to get back into the race, and Steve managed to get over the line.
You could tell both players wanted it. We spoke with Trina before the second semi-final, the rivalry between the pair here at the Super Series. And when Steve won that, look, there's a lot of respect between one another, but I also know for a fact that them two will be talking about it when they speak to each other next.
Yeah, 100%. Let's be honest, we're all friends off the hockey, but when you get up there, you want to be nice to someone. You want to kill them, don't you? That's sport, isn't it? And to be fair, Neil was going to be a bit disappointed how he played. Obviously, Westy's going to be delighted to get through to another final.
And look, we've spoken about his weekly final record. He's won 5 of them in the past. He's not won a specials week yet, and that's I suppose the next step for him.
Well, he'll be looking to change that, won't he? And he'll be going out all up there to do that. But he's got a tough opponent in Usher, so it's going to be a good final, I think.
It's going to be pacey, isn't it? That's for sure, him and Graham.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to find it quite hard to keep up, aren't we? But I think it's going to be a very good final, and to be fair, I think they've been the best two players all throughout.
What's going to be the key components? Because it feels like actually if you boil down and you break down their nights, there's not really too much separating them.
No, but the key component is getting off straight away, and getting off big if you can. That would be the perfect start for them both. But it's whether they can do that, and if one doesn't, the other has got to punish.
Who would you go off as favourite, Keeks?
Westy.
Because?
The 3-160 so far.
And you want the 9, don't you? You so want the 9.
I'm not going to say nothing about a 9. No. To be fair, I think I think Westy's been the player, the best player all night so far. Looked a bit ropey, but I think it was more the fact in the semi he just wanted to get a hold of a lead against Dill, and that's what he did. He got the lead and he was happy with it. But I think in the final, I think Westy's going to be very hard to get a hold of.
And he's a very streetwise player, isn't he, Steve? It doesn't matter how, he'll find different ways of getting over the line if he has to.
Yeah, of course. And, he's been around a long time, hasn't he? And, Usher has just had a few loose starts, especially early doors in tonight's play. But we'll see if he can hold that all together, and who knows.
In terms of Graham Usher, what does he have to do to get over the line?
Just keep his head in the right place, I find. Because I think with Graham, you can see it against Scott, and you can saw it when he played Andy. I think he might have been thinking too much. And as dart players, we don't want to think too much, because if we're thinking too much, our mind's not focused on the game. But I think hopefully he keeps his head straight. It'll be a good final.
Last game of 2025. It's been quite the roller coaster here, hasn't it, the Live Lounge?
It certainly has, and we've seen some fantastic starts here, haven't we, all year, and some more 9-darters as well. And who knows, we may see one tonight.
You must know the route now down to Portsmouth without the sat nav. You've been that busy
I
here.
just press a thing on the car and it drives itself now.
See, AI is going to take all of our jobs, isn't it? For yourself, Keegs, what's been some of your memories here this year?
I won the week here. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I realised that the old dog's too goller, and I can handle the pressure still.
And the good news is we've got the VT of you crying in 3, 2... No. We won't do that to you. We will not do that.
Sorry, I've got tissues next door ready.
You had...
Yeah.
By the way, somebody here, and I genuinely do not know who, bought Keegan a Secret Santa. The Secret Santa was a massive box of Kleenex tissues. Other brands are available. Whoever that is, by the way, you need to get them.
Genius, because to be fair, last year I got socks, didn't I?
You did. I bought you them.
Oh, you two were each other last year?
Yeah.
I had socks and tissues this year. Wonderful.
I bought him socks with his face on them.
Well, I think we need to very quickly move on and get into the final, because I don't want this to be the final match we ever have here on Pluto TV. It's Steve West up against Graham Usher for the Double Trouble 4 title. Now, we know it's going to be a new name on the trophy because Neil Duff departed in the second semi-final. And the atmosphere, well, it's beginning to brew up here at the Live Lounge. We are waiting the players in a few moments' time. I hear Steve West has won the bull. It took him 6 attempts to win the bull.
I'm hoping that they hit 25 and 25 or bullseye, and not out the board. So
they thought it was double start on the bull.
Well, maybe.
Well, the players are in situ. Paul Hinks is in situ, so I think it's time to get the final on. We'll hear your contributions in commentary. It's the final match of 2025. It's Graham Usher up against Steve West.
For the match. For the match, he hits it. Pins the double. The tops for the match. Only needs the one. Takes the match.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series Double Trouble 4 live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our Saturday night final. Please welcome on stage, first of all, it's simply Steve West! Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage our second finalist of the evening. It's the gambler, Graham Usher!
So, one final game in 2025, Graham Usher and Steve West for the right to call themselves the Double Start King. So, it started in January. In fact, it was Kurti Vinnakainen who won the first week here at the Live Lounge. Who's going to win the last? Let's find out. One final time. It's a very good evening to Trina Gulliver and Keegan Brown.
Thank you, Henry. So, the final is seconds away from the start. Steve West, Graham Usher. Steve West's the 50-year-old from Waterlooville, a 5 times weekly winner here. And Graham Usher, 52 from Scarborough, a Series 1 runner-up. Both have great experience on this stage. Probably a little bit more so for Steve. He's definitely had more success here.
Steve through first. Game on.
Well, they're going in for a kiss there, I think.
That's probably the most romantic way I've ever seen two players conduct each other before a final.
61.
Now Westy away straight away. Can Graham follow?
No score.
I think, looking at the route for both players, I think one thing
60.
Graham's going to definitely favour the tempo to this game, compared to his previous 2 games that he played, obviously, against Scott and Andy Hamilton.
41.
Yeah, both quick throwers, aren't they? So the pace will suit each other.
81. $100.
So West should be looking at 19s, and he does back up for the 20s. Another one will leave 160, and it does.
139.
Great shot from Westy, in control of this leg.
140.
Now 140.
Civica 160.
That's a little bit of pressure on.
$35. Thank you, lads.
Well, that's the first deflection I've seen from Westy tonight. And he usually has a few.
100.
Good time.
Civica 125.
First leg, more or less level pagan.
And this is the 25.
85. Civica 120.
Chance for Usher then to take out the 120. Shanghai finds it. Tops.
100. Civica 40.
That would have been a perfect ladder shot there.
Double 10.
Game show
Double 10 he finds for a holder throw to lead.
Second leg Graham to throw first. Game on.
1-0.
No score. $60.
That's all Westy wanted to do, was just make sure we got off, and he did that absolutely in a good way. But Usher needs to find a W find, and he does.
Yeah, switches to the double 18. Good choice there from Usher.
60. $140.
Second time in the match.
What a time to get it. And Usher fires in a maximum to punish. Leaves himself on 145 after 12.
91. Civica 145.
What's the lead that's handy now?
45. Civica 170.
Well, will this big fish go? It won't. So Usher, a chance now to level. Went for tops.
Civica 85.
Put one high. So a chance now for West to move into a 2-0 lead here. Tops required. And Tops is found. That's going to hurt. Break of throw.
Third leg Steve to throw first.
Now
Game on.
Westy finds himself throwing for the match.
Could be a good marker.
No score. $120.
And he does it again. Kicks off with a 160. So it's fourth.
85.
Yes, it's fourth one in the evening. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Westy tonight.
What a time to do it as well.
Are we going to see the best 12 darter?
Well,
140.
Well, we suggested it earlier, didn't we? But that maximum there from Usher, his second, puts the pressure on.
135.
116 has to go.
Double 18. Yeah, what a shot.
Graham Usher.
Gives it a scream. Takes out the 116.
Through first. Game on.
You don't see that very often from Graham Usher.
No, you definitely do not that.
No score. $60.
Well, again, Westy away. So is Usher now.
120.
Good 120 there from Usher. Puts a bit of pressure on back on Westy.
100. $100.
That's slightly quicker pace there from Usher.
It feels like Westy might have
42.
slowed down from his match against Neil, if that makes sense.
140.
But definitely Usher has picked up the pace a little bit more. Finds himself on 141.
59. Graham Car 141.
And it's looking like he may level from this
85.
point onwards.
How much has that 116 been a game changer?
Definitely looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, it's certainly given him
71.
an opportunity
Graham Car
here
56.
to level up.
So he's gone double-double.
$44. $44. Graham Car 12.
So it's double 6 for Usher to enforce the decider.
No score. Senior Car 125.
Chance for West then to win the match. That's some distance away.
33. Graham Car
I
12.
think he was going for the treble 15.
9.
Well,
Car
again,
92.
chance given away to level. So 92. And another one of them.
56. Graham Car 3.
Double one then.
1.
Oh, and he wires it. So again, Westy for the match. Double 18.
27.
Double
Graham
9 you
Car
can't
2.
find either. Well, double one is found eventually by Graham Usher, and the match is level.
Fifth and final
We
leg,
go
Steve to
into
through
a
first.
deciding leg.
Game on.
West with the darts. This is so important now to get off. First time.
40.
And he just saves it with his last dart, gets away.
$32.
As does Usher. So both off the mark.
140.
Yeah, solid 140 there from Steve.
100.
Well, look. There's Scott nodding away. It's like a nodding dog
100.
at the back of the room.
$100.
There was a good 10 there from Graham.
$137.
Great darts from Westy. He's been South 84 after 12.
99. Senior Car 84.
Needs to take this now to make sure Double 12 for the match and the title. And he's got it. He takes the 84 out.
Super Series, double trouble 4. Simply Steve West.
And what a brilliant final that was, wasn't it? Between two fantastic competitors, and it was Westy that came home with the 3-2 win over Graham Usher. And Trina, we've been treated to an absolutely fantastic night of darts, haven't we?
We have really, and it's what an exciting final. Goes to the deciding leg. Graham Usher 75.17, Steve West 79.24. Two maximums as well for Graham Usher. 116 checkout, 85 by Steve West as well. A real tussle between the pair. 2-0 up. Westy went 2-0 up and manages to pull it back. Finally gets over the line with that 3-2 victory. He is the champion.
Well, Steve, sixth time we've had this conversation, but it's been a little while since the last one. Just kind of sum up in your words what this one means.
Played rubbish, got through, played well, won. There's no other way to sum it up. I've just been rubbish for the last 18 months, but today it's come through, so good.
But does that show your winner's mindset, that maybe sometimes you don't feel like you're playing at your best, but you're still able to claw out results?
Yeah, I mean, look, Neil's gone away tonight probably disappointed in what he's done, and I beat him, but I think I was the deserved winner, but he could have took his chances and beat me. And the same goes for Scott, same goes for anyone who's played tonight. I'm just happy to get through it.
Good to be back in the winners' enclosure?
Absolutely, 100%.
And look, you know what we're going to mention now in terms of the title tally and all the rest, because we spoke at the beginning of the night, look, you've won a lot of weeklies. Now you can add the specials week to the mix, number 6.
Yeah, but still, I'm still one of the most renowned players for winning an actual week. And now I've added a couple of other things to my CV, but still, it's about weekly titles, and I'm still at the top of the tree, so good.
Does add to the resume, though, doesn't it? It adds to the legend here.
It does, and I'll take it, but I'm still one of them that a fake one's not a real one, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, this is great, but it don't add to people competing against me to win better titles. So I'll take it, I'll move on, and I will win another weekly title very soon.
How good a way is this to round off 2025? I know it's had its trials, I know it's had its challenges at times, so how nice is it to finish off with a win under your belt?
Absolutely perfect. This is like an anniversary for me. 3 days ago, I think, for my hip operation, and won that week, and I've not done anything since. So for this to happen, it's perfect.
So what does it lead on to in terms of 2026? We announced earlier on tonight you're playing in the seniors week at the beginning of the year, which means obviously Q-School's not going to be a thing for yourself. So what does 2026 look like for yourself?
2026 looks like I'm just going to play not so serious darts and enjoy myself. PDC and all that done, that's behind me. I'm not interested in that, and this is where I want to be. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of it.
Right, we've done this trophy lifting lark before. Do you remember how it's done?
I don't think I had a trophy like that. I think I got a little thing.
You got a little dingy replica, didn't you?
Yeah, that's so I'm going to try and lift this one up, but yeah, oh good.
It's not heavy. You'll be fine. The other arm will be fine.
I'm going to have to do it one-handed, but yeah, okay, cool.
Right, we'll let you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Double Trouble 4 champion is simply Steve West! You done. Steve, many congratulations, right? Have a very Merry Christmas from all of us here. Right, on the subject of Christmas, we've got a Christmas trailer for you.
Oh no, don't do that.
Wish you well, pal.
I want to be like Jared. What the? Are you?
Fairy dog mother.
I want to be the best dart player in the world.
Watch somebody good, just steal it.
I would love to be able to do what you do.
Believe in yourself.
You're going to have to score better than that, pal, if you want to touch me tonight.
What the heck happened to my throw? Where has it gone?
And I can't stand Owen Binks, the little weasel.
I love Owen Binks. I can't let that happen. I'm here to put you back where you belong.
Bring it on.
Yes, we've got plenty of Christmas goodies coming up here on Pluto TV. One of them is the Modus Super Series Christmas film. It's called Let It Throw, and it's on Christmas Day at 6 o'clock. I tell you what, I need to get fit over Christmas. That's all I'm saying, right? I need to get rid of the Brussels sprouts, all the rest of it. Because that's a long journey up tree, Keegan.
There's only one flight of stairs. What are you talking about?
I know. I need to lose some weight. But in terms of Steve West, he's got a weight of cash in his pocket come the end of tonight, because he was superb, wasn't he?
He was indeed, yeah. He was the most consistent tonight, and he played superbly and hit big scores when he needed to and took things out when he needed to as well.
He said he played rubbish yet still won. You wouldn't mind playing rubbish and winning, would you?
Yeah, everybody says that, don't they? No, to be fair to Westy, if you played rubbish and had 4 160s, then you're doing something right, aren't you?
Definitely, and I tell you what, I think for a second we were thinking the 9 was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, it could have gone on a couple of occasions tonight, couldn't it? So, I mean, it would have been lovely, wouldn't it? But, it wasn't to be tonight.
On the other side of the coin, what about Graham Usher?
He was just really unlucky, wasn't he? But that 116 was absolutely superb, considering like Westy was on a 2-darter. He took it out under so much pressure. And, and to be fair, he didn't do anything wrong tonight. He just walked into a very good Steve West.
He did. And it's going to end his year quite nicely, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a good way to finish the year, isn't it? And it's a good thing to go into next year as well. A bit of confidence for him, and yeah, he'll build on that.
Overall, what would be your conceptions of the week?
Like I said previously, it's been really good standard at darts. Everybody's played their part, and even when you look at all 3 tables, the bottom person, it isn't just because they've missed a load of darts. It's just all about the time. And, we saw in Group B yesterday, Group C, where, the bottom person played a lot of cards out that stopped people from getting through. So, it's just been a really good viewing for a dart player and a commentator and a darts viewer. It's been an absolutely fantastic week of darts on it.
Right, 2025's come to a close. Let's go through some personal highlights, shall we? We'll go down the order. We'll start with you, Keeg, straight out of the bat. What's been some highlights for you?
For me, I'd have to say winning the week. Shame I didn't cry. I wish I didn't cry now, but that's a different story. But no, it just says that actually sometimes you just have to believe in yourself and just keep going.
What about yourself, Trina?
I've really enjoyed my time here, whether I've been playing or whether I've been on commentary as well. So I feel like as far as my game's concerned, I feel I've got better in my game as the year's gone on, and hopefully that will go into next year as well. But my commentary time here, I've really enjoyed.
Do you know what one of my highlights has been? And it's kind of been watching this, but then watching other things, is seeing people that have played here, whether they presently play here or they played here in the past, how this has given them a stepping stone and a model to move forward. So you watch the World Champions, someone like Andreas Harrison, for example, who's played here for 2.5, 3 years, and we've watched him improve. First couple of times he came here, we knew there was glimpses, we knew there was potential, but he couldn't quite find that Saturday night formula. Then he won once as a bookies outsider, and then he's not stopped since. He's won a series, he's come close to winning other series, he's the only player to win a weekly title, Specials Week, and a Champions Week title. And then you see him on the World Championship stage, and you just watch him blossom, and it's as if he's played on it for years. And I think that's what this stage does.
Yeah.
Totally agree. This is the stepping stone, isn't it, kind of thing, to gain that experience for the big stage and everything. This is a small stage, but it's very intimidating as well, especially on a Saturday night where you've got the crowd in such a small space kind of thing right behind you, and it's a good learning curve.
Well, Bradley Brooks won a Pro Tour this year. He put the Super Series as part of his success in terms of coming back onto the tour.
100%. You know, I've said this for so long now. The Modus Super Series is a well-oiled machine. From the dart players to the referees to the guys in the gallery, every single person plays such an important and crucial role that makes dart playing here such a wonderful experience.
You two are such a joy to work with, and I look forward to working with you again in 2026. Have a good Christmas, both of you. And,
You too, Henry.
You too, Helen.
To see you on the other side. And before we go to our next item, I just want to thank those behind the camera, because there's a lot of people that put in a lot of hard yards. They put in a lot of hours behind the scenes. A lot of it you do not see in the broadcast. And so they deserve the utmost respect, and they deserve our round of applause. And I will buy the first round in the wrap party as well. But this is what's coming up over Christmas here at the Live Lounge on Pluto TV. We've got an audience of Phil Taylor and Aidan Lewis coming up next. As I say, the Christmas Day film, Let It Throw, from 6 o'clock. And then a special documentary, George Noble, The Final Call. That's on Saturday, the 3rd of January from 6 p.m. And the first live darts of the new year is the ADC Global Championship Finals from 12:30 p.m. Thank you for watching, wherever you've been watching from at any point in the year. Wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and until 2026, it's bye-bye for now.
What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is hit.
And that was it! And it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout
Players, Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen!
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky